You know, it's unfortunate that it's on like the Native American part and it's gunfire. But anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they know what they're doing.
Hey, it's the Heavy Hitters Radio Show, folks, man. It don't matter if it's black or white.
If you're black or white, it do matter. It do matter nowadays.
It shouldn't matter, but it does.
It does, man.
Hey, it's Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. This is Mook Sike Big House, man. I'm the host of your show.
The unprivileged.
I'm definitely gonna let this play in the background, man, because I am sick of what's going on here, and we all just need to chill. That's the name of the show, man. We need to chill. Hey, to my left, man, we got the one and only, man, the superstar of the show,
And the
man.
unprivileged.
That voice here is A. Jeezy. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Like,
You all right?
nah, man. Like this has been a very tough week, man. Just
In America,
in America,
in your life?
like I'm kind of fed up, man. I think me and you like kind of on the same. Like we agree on one issue and probably won't on the other, but overall, man, I'm just tired of it, man. There it is. I'm just tired of it, man. Like just the way, like, how did we get here, man? We had 8 years of Obama, and then it's like within 8 months, like this shit has been upended, yo. Like people don't realize, man, they marched in Charlottesville again this week.
I heard that.
This is week, dog. Like,
Did they have the tiki torches and all that?
I didn't get any pictures, man. 'Cause at this point, man, I'm tired, dog. Like I'm just beat down, yo, emotionally with this stuff, man.
I understand.
It's like every week, man.
Here's the thing, man. We're definitely gonna get into it, man. Today's show, we're definitely gonna talk about Pence at the Colts game and all that has to do with
It's
that.
a clown show, man.
We're definitely gonna talk about.
Adult daycare, the White House.
We're gonna talk about IQ tests. We're gonna get back into Cam Newton a little bit. We're gonna talk about Dove soap. We'll talk about Dove soap. What's that?
I'm saying, what do you do now?
Well, it's kind of the same thing, kind of just a rerun. We're gonna talk about Dove soap, man, and commercials. That's why we came in today with Michael Jackson, Black or White. That's why we came in with Michael Jackson, Black or White today, and then and then obviously sports. I mean, the NBA season is starting up, so it should be fun. So we're gonna talk about that. I know Mr. Gates loves talking about the NBA season, man.
He got actually a good team to watch this year in Houston.
I know. I watched. Who did I watch the other day? I watched Boston. I watched Boston play Philly, and that was a decent game, actually. I mean, Boston was up, but Philly was hanging with them.
It's unfortunate our teams will have zero impact.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
like the Bulls and Pacers, though, will be like probably like 16th and 15th in the East.
I know. Well, we'll get somebody good next year. We'll get one of them ball boys.
We fighting for the lottery next year,
right? Exactly,
for sure. And also, man, probably to discuss, man, the NBA might be going to just a top 16, make the playoffs, and not they do away with.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it because when you look at it, the West got like probably 12 of the top.
Right, it's
teams,
gonna be a mess. Yeah, that'll
you know
be
what I mean.
Mess.
So, it's unfair for the Charlottes of the world to get in because they suck. But
yeah, that's cool, man. I tell you what, man. To his left, man, we got he got that fancy beard. It kind of look like D'Artagnan. Are you one of the Three Musketeers, big boy?
I was thinking about doing that for Halloween, so I might as well say yeah.
I ain't mad at you. Hey, folks, give it up for the smooth crooning voice, man. The one and only Cloud Overcast.
The unprivileged. Yes.
Hey, Cloud.
What that mean?
Hey, Cloud. real quick. Do you want to do something off the dome?
What's that?
Off the dome, you ready?
Hit him with it, yo. Let me welcome you to the show. If you don't know, it's the Heavy Hitters, though. Hitting them over the head, letting them know that whatever was said be the truth. Off the roof, off the dome. Spitting like I'm gripping chrome. Yeah, we on 36 East Washington Street. I'm ready to eat the pie 5 broccoli. Show I run, we run the whole thing. We just over here having fun, you see.
because I'm mean. I come through and bitches throw a fit. I grab my gat and Kaepernick, put you on the knee and make you bless me. Like the NFL owners doing a policy. They blowing in and kneel for the flag. Dog, once again, y'all straight getting mad. Social issues is all we talk about week after week. Is wearing my mouth out so I need to go and blow some Cuban cigars and they women bend them over like a rover, pass it to run to take this game over.
No, I'm so uncomfortable right now. No, I'm not playing. I can't. It's not happening.
Is that happening?
No. It's not my thing. You guys.
Is that the thing?
I don't know what to do. I don't want to play. I'm like sweating. I'm sweating. This is
I'm
not
sweating, and that beat just came by Moose because he's vetting to go.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yes.
Hey, have his radio show, man.
Yes.
We're in there for sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, Cloud, I appreciate that, man, for sure, man.
Appreciate it, yo.
Hey, man, I tell you what, man, we also got Run,
The privilege.
E, M, C. Look, see if he
Finally
gets,
caught on.
see if he gets privileged
I
on
got
the
it. It
show.
was just like I was trying to.
Listen.
Yes.
Yes, I am privileged.
Yes.
See
But
if he
I'm
gets privileged
also
on the show.
living the dream.
It's
It's
kinda
Yes.
a
loud.
beautiful Tuesday.
Turn it down.
I took a nap today.
Naps are good.
It was really nice.
Perfect.
See, Ren, you like 30, like right at 29, 30.
I am not there yet.
See, when you.
Next month.
Ooh.
My birthday's on November 19th, everyone.
Yeah.
Public service
See, I said
announcement.
29, like you
Who
right at 30,
cares?
so
Yep.
naps will become more frequent.
It's wonderful when I can take a nap.
The older
But
you
I'm-
get.
But go
So
ahead and
yeah.
put my birthday in your calendar now because I like to celebrate the whole month. But the day
Yes.
of my birth is very important. So
Yes, we got
it's
you.
the 19th. It's super
What's the
important.
19th?
I'm super
My
excited
birthday
about
of
this whole
November.
situation.
Oh.
man.
But it's
Nobody-
getting
nobody
I'm
close.
going to order one. Yeah. What the hell was-
Everyone cares. It's absolutely the best day of the whole year.
Hey, man, I tell you what. So, hey, today, folks, we are going to talk about all the good stuff. I talked about it a little bit. We're going to talk about the POTUS. We're going to talk about the POTUS, man. Actually, the vice POTUS, the vice president leaving the game. We're going to talk about the NFL, man. Jerry Jones kind of flexing on his team. You're like, yo, if y'all kneel, you don't play. Which is his team. He can say what he wants to, by the way. I mean, so, we go ahead and put it out there. He can do it. Biggie Gates, I'm so excited to hear what you got.
It don't make it right though, but
this.
he definitely has the right.
What you mean it don't make it right?
It don't
Hey
make
man,
it-
I'm the boss. I'm the one that signs every
I know.
check, man. Y'all need to stand up.
I'm not gonna get into it. I told myself I'm not gonna get to these debates on this show. But if you can't see what it is, then it is what it is.
All right, well, I ain't mad at you. Hey, so you guys ready for a great show?
Oh yeah.
And by the way, we opened the show. I hope we don't get sued. We opened the show with a little black or white because guess what? Dove. I'm just gonna start with Dove soap.
Yeah.
Right. Now is Dove soap the one that had the 99.9% pure? Like didn't that used to be their?
Yeah.
That kind of what they stood on. All right. So and now they come out and they say, we can clean everybody. That's
Yeah.
essentially what I think.
Yeah.
And everybody's. I mean, they up in arms about
because,
D46 Moon.
It's like this. Now I'm gonna
Shout
tell you.
out.
I'm gonna say pineapples because I'm gonna go ahead and tell the joke because I can't do the
Boom.
joke.
Pineapples.
I can't do the joke.
What does
properly.
pineapples mean?
Layman.
Run.
So pineapples is our safe
Is that
word
what's on that
on
piece?
the heavy hitters. So if we say pineapples, cover your children's ears, put them to bed, pause the show, and come back to us. Do what you need to do. But something inappropriate is about to follow,
Yeah.
and we try really, really hard to say pineapples before we say something inappropriate. But I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Sometimes we forget. So we always go back and say it, but just beware.
All right, I need you to wrap it up in like 5 seconds. All right.
I was done.
Yeah, it's a joke. Bill Burr, I give Bill Burr credit for this joke. He was like one thing that he was talking about like how white men get in trouble for saying stuff, but usually if they just flip the words, it makes a world of difference. Like for instance, if I walk in and I see, like he said, black people have learned to flip the word motherfucker and put it behind the race. You know what I'm saying? So whereas I say, man, this Asian motherfucker, man, get on my nerves. Like, it has zero effect. He said, well, as white people, they reverse the motherfucker and say, these motherfucking Asians.
That's true.
And it's a whole,
Yes.
it's like, whoa, easy.
Whoa,
easy,
look.
easy.
Are you racist?
Easy. Like,
Right.
but all you got to do is just flip it. So, Dove, Just flip the race, man. Like, put the white girl first, take her clothes off, then she turn black. You know what? Problem solved.
Nobody says a word.
Nobody says a word.
That's true.
But you put the so and the reason being, well, I think with Moose, I get the sensitivity police.
I still think people need to chill.
But however, the problem is it's all about pure and clean. So when your first girl is the black, which by definition, if the first one in your commercial says pure and clean, that means that one of them was dirty. So if the black girl was first, and they see all the clothes and she's white, everybody else behind that was, granted was an Asian girl in there, whatever, but everybody else had white skin after the black girl. Like, they didn't throw in no other black character, no other black people was in that whole commercial after the first girl. So, like, just change the order a little bit, you'll be fine, man. But by not changing the order, yeah,
Hey,
bro.
This is like what happens when you don't have black people on your staff.
Somebody should have told you, like,
Bro, like, no, that was like that whole campaign, that whole ad campaign
Is
had
it
no
bad?
black people.
Dude.
That had no
When
black
I-
people
put-
on the ad campaign.
put like this.
I'm
When I-
sick of it.
Put like
I'm
this.
sick
When
of
I
this.
first saw, like, I
Ridiculous.
saw when I first saw, I was like, ooh, that don't look right. Like at first, I mean, I ain't had no contact. I just saw it was like, ouch, like that.
For
ain't
what reason?
Because the optics, man, like the optics of, like, when you say soap symbolizes clean. If you didn't watch the episode of Blackish, which I talked about, I came in and talked about this one particular episode where Dre had a campaign with Chris Brown, where their whole objective was pouring whatever they poured the champagne on, it makes it better. So you get on some buddies, pour champagne on it, it turned to Jordans. So then in the episode, he literally poured champagne on the
You
black.
said buddies.
He literally poured champagne on a black girl and she turned into a white chick. And everybody in the house was like, he thought it was like the best thing ever. And his wife was like, no.
That's wrong, yeah.
Like you literally don't get what you just did. He was like, no, it was great. No, this is make it. So your concept is whatever you pour this champagne on makes it better. And you literally pour champagne on a black girl and she turned white. Like you don't see at the while, like throughout the episode, he kind of got it and whatever. Dove obviously missed that episode. Just change the order, man. You'll be fine.
All I'm saying, man, is, again, going back to the title of our show, man, we need to chill, man. Like, I do not feel like every person is trying to make some sort of political statement, some sort of race statement and all that.
But
I do not think that's happening.
it's not happening. But the Cloud's point, but that's what happens when you don't have diversity in the room. When you don't have diversity in the room to begin with, then, like, you just making stuff up and, like, you have no idea because you don't know, like I said, I saw with the volume down. I just happened to scroll on Instagram. I was like, whoa, like that ain't gonna fly well. And then sure enough, I go on Facebook and that's all over the place. I didn't even know. I just saw it with my own eyes. Like, ooh, that's gonna sting. You gonna pay for that one?
Well, I think part of it is just like the mindset of America right now.
It's
Everybody's thinking about race, and there's just so much going on with what things look like to the American public that I think that probably plays a role. I think if we were not in this time of America, it might not be such a big deal. I do agree that it probably was not the best look Dove could have put on.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
also feel like maybe it's not that deep. Who knows?
It's not. No, I'm not. I'm with Moose. I think people, the sensitive police are definitely out. However, like,
I'm sorry, what'd you say? The sensitive police.
Yeah, the sensitive police, man, is definitely out. But like I said, when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that's gonna sting. Like I just
For
knew.
what
I knew,
reason?
because dog, the whole point of the commercial is soap makes you clean. That's the whole premise of the commercial. They 99%
All right,
pure.
so I got.
And the first person you see is the black girl, the first one, and then after that, see over sure she turned white, and it literally was like
And then she turns.
Ouch.
Then she turns Asian after
but which
that.
was all light skin. Which is all there was no other dark people in the commercial.
That's ridiculous to me. Like that, they
Most-
don't
if-
mean
if-
that.
If
They
you-
don't mean
if
that.
If you don't, I'm not saying that they mean it, but
Can I ask a question?
What?
Did they have more than one white person in the commercial?
Yes.
Did they have right there?
I think
don't
it's just
even
three.
have to
It
go
was
further
just
than
3 people. I thought it was just 3 girls.
Well, the commercial, the ad, the one that on Facebook, they only showed 3, but I think it's like more. But they all like
that. Like,
fancy people, yeah.
yeah, man,
It's the issue. It's the issue with, first of all, with blackness in general. Everything as far as, like, even in our culture, light skin this, light skin that, red bone this, red bone. I mean, it's that whole issue where even in our own race between individuals, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
unfortunately, I mean, not gonna say unfortunate, but me and Moose seem to be mid-grade, so we don't fall on either side of the pendulum.
Oh, y'all black.
I mean, we just kind of in the
You know
middle.
how I know you black?
What's that?
I don't like you.
Yeah.
Hey, so you know what's funny? All right, so a good mentor of mine called me today, and he said, "Hey, did you see this? Did you get the newspaper?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't get the newspaper." He goes, "Well,"
He must have been an old cat.
he said, well, I say he's my mentor,
Yeah.
and I'm a man of a certain age, so
Right.
you can imagine how old he is.
Yeah.
And so he says, I was looking at an article. I was looking at the funnies. You man, get out of there. Man. He said, I was looking at the funnies, right? I don't open that too. Wait, hold on. Let me get this out. He says, I'm looking at the funnies, and he said, I saw a picture of, I think it's Curtis. And Curtis is a black funny, right? You know, in the funny papers. And it said, the question, it was like, hey, how come you don't date black women? Remember, was it truth? Was it truth that put me on the spot in the homegirls politics?
I think so.
All right, so it said I'll give you 4 reasons. The first reason, if a man can't pay for your credit cards on the first date, then he's out. The next one, I apologize for doing that voice, by the way. But if a man can't pay for your credit cards on the first date, he's out. The next one was my son don't like him, right? So I can't date him. The next, I can't remember what the next 2 were, but what do you guys think about that? I mean, like, is it a situation in this world where 1, black people are against white people, and then 2, black men are against black women? If that's the case, man, we in big trouble.
Well, to answer your question, as far as like, I don't think necessarily black men are against black women. I think that's more perception than reality. I don't think there's black people against white people. I think that's the media-driven agenda. I don't like, for instance, with a lot of the flag protesting. It's amazing how on TV it's presented as all white people are against people taking a knee for the flag. On this side is all black people are for taking a knee for the flag, right? There's this clear divide on TV. But as soon as you go to Twitter and internet, like, there's all kind of people on both sides of the fence, of all different races on both sides of the fence, but it's not represented on TV. You know what I'm saying? So TV, which is the largest, which is the majority of the way that people get their news, is TV. So it's presented that way. When in reality, man, there's both people on both. What up, boy? There's people on both sides of the fence, man. You know what I'm saying? But the media drives this narrative, this agenda that makes it look as if all the black players are this, black people this way, all the white people are this way. So then it continues to be this divide, but it's really not that, but it's an agenda, man. So we all caught up in the distraction of this whole race thing. It's distractions, man. And as long as we keep going on this road, man, we'll never get nowhere, man.
That's pretty amazing to me, because you are absolutely right. I guess hey folks, if you listen to the heavy hitters, man, we are, we try to be funny, we try to be entertaining, but at the same time, man, the information, you hit that one right there. I want that one. I don't understand why this guy's eating my pizza, man.
I'm about to order one.
He's hungry.
Hey, so Heavy Hitters Radio Show. You're listening live on Spreaker.com, man. We are at 36 degrees.
That's meat lovers one?
I don't know what it is. High 5 or somebody's 5.
Order one.
Hey,
You
so
would like the meat lovers people.
hey, so listen. Hey, wait. What'd you say?
I only do it, bro.
Said you would like the meat lovers
Oh,
people.
jeez. You know what? At least it's not me this time. At least it's not me, man. Hey, man.
Yo.
Jeezy's all about that pizza
That
over
pizza.
there.
Hey, man.
Like,
Hey.
eyes
Fine.
closed and everything.
Hey.
Pie 5.
Bless you.
Yeah,
Jeezy is
Sorry.
covering his pizza.
Yo.
They have a whole chair in between them, and Jeezy's still covering the pizza to make sure there's not moose
Dude.
sneeze on it.
It's righteous.
That pizza
It's
is
righteous.
I didn't know.
It's righteous. I did not know either. Hey, so I'll tell you what, the heavy hitters love Pie 5 pizza. Hey, all right, guys, listen up. We need some news. You ready for some news?
Yes. So,
All right, go.
recently, Nelly was in the news for...
What the heck? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to supersede you. Go.
Unconsensual.
So my back is to the sidewalk, so I miss most things, which makes me sad.
No, I was talking
Anyway.
about what the heck because of Nelly.
Oh, so Nelly was arrested for rape. So Nelly is currently on tour with Florida Georgia Line. Does anybody know who Florida Georgia Line
Yeah, a
is?
little band.
I do. It's country.
Yes, their country. So Nelly and Florida Georgia Line did one song together. So they're touring together, and somehow this chick made it on the bus, and then the next day she said that Nelly raped her.
That can't hold up in court.
So now she's claiming that Nelly is bullying her and intimidating her.
She's definitely from the privileged side of the
And
fence.
then, well, so I never saw like her name or any information about her. I would just be curious. But his girlfriend says that she is standing by him because if he went back to a hoopty from a Benz, she would not poof and disappear like some of his friends. So,
First of all, he ain't
moving
going
on.
to no Benz, but he need to be nervous because depending on where you're at, you might be in trouble.
So it was in Washington, the state.
Yeah, man, you guys.
It's a toss up over
So
there.
he actually skipped Saturday's show because he was arrested Saturday morning.
That's weird. I heard it was like second
All right,
degree.
so let me ask you this.
I know it was both multiple degrees of.
All right, so
didn't
I
know
mean,
that
I got a question to ask you, man. Guys, like, so if the heavy hitters are out there,
On cue.
it happens every time, doesn't it? If the heavy hitters are on a tour bus and there's a honey that gets on the tour bus
She signing
and
waivers.
she says, "Hey, I want to do Cloud." What do?
She trying to sign some piece of paper, man. She got to sign something or we recording it. The evidence, yo. I'm gonna have a video file to prove that my innocence, yo. You can't, because everybody want money nowadays, man. So unless you protect yourself, unfortunately, man, you got to be that asshole to bring out a contract or have somebody record this shit. It ain't like it was, 30 years ago, man.
She gonna hit me with the, oh, you don't trust me? No.
No, I don't.
No, I don't.
No,
But
I don't.
I do want to fuck.
How much money you make?
Pineapples.
How much money you make? You make what, $8 an hour, $15 an hour? Nah, I don't trust you.
So what are you guys gonna do?
I just told you I'm recording it.
Are you gonna make us
So
sign
what
the
was that one
contract?
Dave Chappelle's skit where he brought out the contract?
Yeah, yeah. Ain't no cell phone. Like ain't no cell phones on ain't none of that on here.
No question.
No question.
So is that what you guys are gonna do?
Yeah, 100%.
The only way to say
How
it.
does Nelly win this situation?
Trust me, they
Saying as little as possible.
no. What they're doing right now is they looking at her background right now, and every indiscretion she ever had, every text message she sent a friend, everything she ever done is about to be on blast. And it's unfortunate because if he actually did it, like she shouldn't
Force
have to be
itself on her, yeah.
she shouldn't be a victim. At the same time, like any sane human being knows what happens on tour bus. Like you ain't going on tour bus for a ride.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody knows if it's all males on the bus and you the female that gets on the bus, what happens?
Also,
lady
why
is-
else are you trying to
Why
get
else?
on the bus?
Why else are you trying to get on the bus?
Honestly. Like, it ain't no like, oh, I'm trying to get something signed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, no, you could
No.
have done that
Right.
before. Like,
Yeah.
all that stuff on the outside of the bus.
So, somebody looking for a meal ticket, man.
All right, so I got a huge question for you guys. So I mean, it's like literally a woman can get on there, be chatting him up all night, man, be rubbing on his balls, the whole thing, and then as soon as she spreads him and he gets some DNA on her, she can say no,
Yeah, exactly.
and then what?
Yeah, and see, that's the thing about like rape in general. Like she could have been all game, and as soon as he started doing it, she's like, no, stop, and he don't. That's rape, automatic,
I also
like right there.
I'm also like 97% sure that it is written into law that if there has been any alcohol consumption on the female side, that it's automatically rape.
Which is
What?
I will look it up, but
Yeah.
I feel like I have heard that, or it's something along those lines.
Yeah, some.
It's like this ass backwards twisted thing.
Nah.
It's again how
I'm gonna look it
but,
up.
I mean because of the sins of others in the past. Like again, I don't want to come off like Nelly because I don't know. I wasn't there, but at the same time, I had a little brush with fame. I had my little 10 minutes, and I know how I was, man. You know what I mean? I know what time it is. I know what happened. So when I hear stories like this, it's like, man, come on, man. Like Nelly don't have to force herself on anybody. There's plenty of women. So like, What made you the one? He was like, no, I'm a strong arm this one. You know what I mean? It just don't add up to me, man.
You know, I don't know. I'm not sure in the news, but it seems like the Nelly case maybe got dropped. But, man, I mean, ladies, if you don't want to be in the position, you know, for these cats to hit you, stay off the bus.
Stay off the damn bus.
You know what? And I guess that's where I'm at, because if you get on the bus or go in the hotel room and all that, what is the guy supposed to think? I mean, so you know what happens. So the guy's supposed to be like, well, she's just here to hang out with me. No, you know what? Guess what? It's not the thought. Guess what? We are still men. They are still men, and they are still thinking about doing whatever they need to do.
Well, and again, what me and Moose is talking about, we talking about from, like, we looking at it as from a civilian level, where it's like, yeah, if a girl come to our room at 2 in the morning, it's like, nah, like, I ain't Nelly. But if I'm Nelly and you come around at 2 in the morning, it's a big difference between, you know, Jeezy in the hotel at 2 in the morning and I'm Nelly at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's totally different expectations, man. You know, because you know why you come into the room.
So I mean, you know,
you might when you come to see Jeezy, you might not know for sure.
I say it's getting hot in here, and like, you know, you're gonna do the appropriate next line or whatever.
And I mean, let's be fair. I mean, Nelly's he's physically in shape, and he's a good looking dude. So like, I mean, come on, that's, you know,
doesn't make any sense.
So
absolutely ridiculous.
Unless she was on there for Georgia Florida line, and then Nelly just kind of walked. You know what I mean? I don't know the whole story.
Well, maybe she was just going to take whoever.
And I'm gonna go order some pizza.
Go for it. The Department of Justice says that
you could have gave me a couple of dollars for this one.
I ain't know it's gonna be that good. I don't trust everybody's pie, man.
Oh gosh. Okay, so the Department of Justice.
He said I don't trust everybody's pie.
Talks about the
Pineapple.
consent of the victim. So, it says that you have to be able to give consent, and so the new definition recognizes that a victim can be incapacitated and thus unable to consent because of ingestion of drugs or alcohol. So,
where was this from my boy Kevin Hart? Huh?
It was a thought, so I looked up the definition. So. That's happening with Nelly. Here I found this interesting. So Kylie Jenner is pregnant, right? She's pregnant by Travis Scott. So her ex is Tyga. And let's remember that Tyga and China have a baby, right? And then Rob and China have a baby. So Kylie at one point was with Tyga. Now she's with Travis Scott. So Tyga has come out and said that Kylie's baby is his and not Travis Scott's, which I find so interesting.
Wait, say it again.
So Tyga came out and said, no, that baby's mine. So he's claiming the baby, and he's saying it's not Travis Scott's, which really just adds a whole weird dynamic to the Kardashian clan. Like, so if Kylie is pregnant with Tyga's baby, and China has Tyga's baby, and then they're all related because Rob has a baby with China. It's just a lot that's happening, and I don't understand. But Tyga said that he wants to talk to Kylie, but she's got to pay him first, which I think is also interesting.
No, this is another L for Ty, and this one he's like giving it to himself. Like he's like if that was your child or whatever, like, that's something I would definitely handle on the back end or whatever. Like, it's like, yo, I'm not about to be all in everybody's face trying to make this a story or anything like that. Like, yo, if that's your kid or whatever, like, that's your kid, and that's cool, but all it takes is a test. Like, yo, just get that shit, like, knocked out. Like, when it's said and done, then you can come out and you have the proof and all that shit. You don't got to worry about, like people saying you lying or not. I mean, the order of events that you cause to transpire.
There are just a lot of hormones happening with the Kardashians in general.
Hey, so, all right, hey, let's Moose here, Big House. Hey, can you, so, like, listen, I need, like, some sort of rundown. Like, can you do it again? Like, give me some sort of rundown. Like, who's who has babies and all that nonsense.
So the Kardashians are most famous. Well, depending on how old you are, they're famous for different reasons. So currently, Kim is married to Kanye, right? And they have two.
Hey, wait. You know, it's funny you say that Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm a
It's
man of a
true.
certain age,
And they're
and
famous
Robert
because of Dad.
Robert Kardashian is my guy.
Right. They're
Yeah.
famous. I am a different age, and they're famous because of Kim. So, Kim and Kanye are married, and they have 2 kids already. Kim currently has a surrogate mother who's pregnant, right? So that's Kardashian number 1. Yes.
Wait, they got a surrogate?
Yes.
For a reason.
Because Kim could not have any more children. They
After
did,
2?
Yeah, they did in vitro. She had a lot of complications with her second one, too. So they went with a surrogate this time. So then, let's see. Courtney is not currently pregnant, but she has like 12 kids already with Lord Disick. And then there's Chloe. Chloe's pregnant. I don't even know who she's pregnant by. Whatever. She was the fat one for a long time, and then she got skinny, and now she's pregnant. So,
Aw.
I mean, sorry about you, Chloe.
OJ, that's OJ's baby.
That's OJ's baby, yes.
I'm talking about Chloe, not the baby.
As everyone wants to say, yes. And then there is Kendall. Kendall is a supermodel, and she is absolutely not pregnant. And then there is Kylie. So Kylie is the youngest. So Kylie is Chris and Bruce, Caitlin's daughter. I don't know how to refer to that. I mean, Bruce was her dad.
His mama called him Bruce. I'm gonna call him Bruce.
So Bruce was her dad, but now Bruce is Caitlyn. Whatever. Anyhow, so Kylie is now pregnant. So she is Kardashian. I'm using
She's
finger
pregnant.
quotes.
She's pregnant with who? Whose baby?
Travis Scott, but Tyga is claiming it.
So Tiger and Travis Scott hit. What's her name? Kylie.
Yeah. So
Tyga was-
Kylie and Tyga were together for a long time, right? So China was with Tyga, and they had Prince or whoever, right? I think his name's Prince. And then they broke up, right? So then Tyga was with Kylie, and then Rob got with China. Rob is the brother. And so Rob and China had a baby. And so there was that whole big mess with that.
I don't
So-
even understand what's going to happen here. Like, there's some uncles and
a
aunts.
lot.
Like, you know,
I'm
like-
trying to figure out if Kylie's baby is Tyga's. Does that make China's baby her cousin and half sister or brother, or like how
It
does that
does.
It does.
work? Yeah, so that's a lot that's happening over there. And
Ew.
and Kylie's dad is
Wait,
a girl.
wait,
and Kylie's
wait.
dad is a girl, and it's a lot.
So when Kylie Jenner has a baby, there's a person out there that is her cousin
And half sister.
and half sister,
Yep.
and their grandpappy's a woman.
Yes, it's a lot.
Yep.
There's
Hey
a-
man,
There's a lot happening out there in Calabasas.
okay, wait. I want to say it one more time.
Yes, let's hear
I want
it.
to say it one more time. All right,
Process
so
it.
so if I am Kylie Jenner
Yes,
and I'm pregnant,
correct. She is pregnant.
I'm having a child that is my daughter or son,
Right.
plus
The cousin of China.
the
and-
cousin of my brother's.
No, the cousin of China and Tyga's baby. Which, if Kylie's baby is also Tyga's, then that would also make them
You know
half
what?
siblings. They would be
You know
cousins
what?
and half siblings.
Cousins and
The,
half
the
siblings.
There's a lot.
Kardashians are now like Game of Thrones, like
It's a
levels,
lot.
like shit. I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, but I know that's
Neither.
appropriate.
Neither.
Like, yeah,
It's a lot, and
Yeah.
so Godspeed to the Kardashians.
Wow. Do you have any more news, Ron? I mean,
Well,
I
we
tell
need
you
to
what.
talk. We need to talk about Harvey Weinstein, but we can do that at a later point.
Let's go. We go right now.
All
We can do it right
so,
now.
in case you've been living under a rock, Harvey Weinstein has been accused of
He's been fired, ain't he?
pineapples. He has been accused of
He got.
cornering women and masturbating in front of them and like.
Hey,
forcing
all
them to
right.
watch.
So, hey, guys, real quick.
He accused him.
All right. So, guess what? So, Harvey Weinstein got fired from the company, and the company's name is the Harvey Weinstein Company.
It's his own company. Can I have this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a movie.
Mogul.
Yeah. So
You know what? From what I saw, man, he's worth about 75 Oscars.
So what happened? He would do what now?
So for like 20
Man,
years now,
It's tripping.
he has been cornering women, mostly actresses, and forcing
Big time ones.
Yes, forcing them to watch him masturbate.
You know what's unfortunate about that whole situation is a lot of them, like, some of the people will never work again. Like,
No, you know what? Unfortunately, the time this time he's fired, not them.
yeah, not them.
But for 20 years.
But you know, if you remember a while ago, Taraji came on and was like to get a role in a movie, yeah, she'll do that. She'll do whatever it takes to get a role in a movie, because you know, that role can be worth $20 million, $10 million, $5 million.
Right.
Well, and I wonder if that is the reason that no one has come out and said anything
Hell
about
no.
it. Because I think the first person that came out and said something was a reporter from New Jersey, and then all of these actresses started coming out, like Angelina Jolie. She was one of them. Ashley Judd.
Man, yeah, I mean, like, as a matter of fact, today, you can name almost any actor that you know, and they came out.
Yeah,
Actress.
It was like Bill Cosby. Like once like
Yes.
oh yeah, but at the time it was probably like, oh, that's Harvey just being Harvey.
They were all doing that.
Yeah.
They were all cool with whatever he was doing.
Yeah, but now we're in a different time, man. I mean, we watch all the old movies, and Harvey just got caught up in the fact that like what was cool in the 70s, 80s, 90s ain't cool today, brother. Like you ain't doing that today and getting away with it. You know what I'm saying? Before he's like, you want that role? Like we all see the casting call videos. Hey, you want that role? Okay.
Right.
That casting couch.
The casting couch. Yeah.
It's over with.
It's over with. That's done. You know what I mean? So, but unfortunately, what's crazy is like you almost in a position now where there are still some women out there that will do that for that role. You got to be like, I'm cool.
It's a setup.
It's a setup.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Heavy Hitters, and we'd like to let you know that if she's coming on strong, it won't be long.
It's a setup, dog. Setup, man. Like old girl with the Dolphins coach, man. Call this dude. Call this. And what's funny? I'm gonna show you how. Again, the privilege. One thing,
You know
the
what?
Are
privilege.
we talking
You know
about
what?
white privilege when we say
know what?
privilege? Okay.
The privilege.
Talk to us about it.
The privilege. I watch ESPN. Moose, I'm sure you watch ESPN.
Every day.
They never called it cocaine.
It was a white
A white substance. I'm like, he got a $20 bill rolled up and literally start lines.
Yes.
And they refused to call it cocaine.
It's interesting.
Am I lying, Moose?
No, for sure.
It was a white substance.
Dude, they called the massacre of Las Vegas. Like he got a name called a lone wolf or whatever. What was it? Like you got a whole like.
I'm like, wait a minute, dude. Like, no, it's not a white substance. Hold on. One dude was like, what appears to be a white substance. Appears to be?
It only appears to
Are
be.
you blind?
Like,
Is you blind?
Hold on, Cloud. So again, I watched ESPN before I saw the actual video. So when I watched ESPN, I was like, okay, well maybe it's like a camera from far away, or maybe you can't really tell what
No,
it
it's
is.
right there.
It's like right. I mean, like literally, the camera's like here. He's literally like 3 lines, and he does 3 lines.
Well, and like here's the other thing. Number one, what else do you snort?
What else do you?
Pixie sticks. Why else would you have a $20 bill rolled up in your nose? Like all signs point to yes here.
All signs point to cocaine, and yet nobody called it cocaine on TV.
It's a white
cannabis.
substance.
Kids watch that show.
Maybe
man.
it's white cannabis.
Nah,
It's not
man.
cocaine.
It was amazing, and he had to resign. He didn't get fired. He had to resign.
Yeah. You resign, and guess what? In next year, he'll be working
He can
somewhere.
work somewhere else again because he changed his life. He's clean and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Just like Harvey Weinstein,
come
he's
with
off
the-
to sex rehab.
Yeah, I'm about to
sex
say he's
addict
going to
rehab.
come back with the.
Harvey's
dramatic,
not
like,
fired from his own company. Believe that. He coming back.
Say what?
He's not fired from his company.
He currently is.
He's fired temporarily until he gets help.
Probably.
Yeah, my name's on the building. I'm not fired.
You know what? That's the same thing I said. I mean,
Yeah.
you fired me from Moose Incorporated.
Yeah. No.
Because I have a board of directors.
Yeah.
But I still own 55% of the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going home, but I'm still cashing mad checks.
Yeah, my name's on the wall.
I'm just sitting at home now.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Isn't that everyone's dream?
You can't change anything.
Yeah, and plus Harvey, at this stage in his life, he's not recruiting talent.
No.
He's just signing checks, man. Like, you know. So, but it's crazy. So I guess real quick before I run out and grab my slice, we can talk about Cam Newton, too, this week. But,
No.
Oh, gosh.
Sports time, folks. Sports time.
Now, it's funny to hear Ron, who's a feminist, on the show.
I believe in women's rights.
Her first thing was, oh, my gosh. Like, so clearly you thought that was silly.
Oh, my gosh. It was ridiculous.
When I saw the video, right, because I watched the video, the whole clip, and I'm like,
Me too.
all he said was, it's funny he talk about routes, like, you know, he's just funny hearing the female.
And then,
Talk about
he,
women,
proceeded,
right?
And
then he proceeded to answer the question.
To answer the question. He answered the question, Moo. He was like,
So silly.
and I was like, how did I? So again, I was like, okay, disrespect where? Like,
Come
yes,
here, ladies.
is it funny to hear a woman talk about routes?
Yes.
It is.
It's not normal.
It's not normal.
Come here, ladies.
It's just not normal. Like,
It's
Talk
not.
to him. Talk to him.
Talking about Cam Newton, have y'all heard of?
Oh my gosh! You know, hey, you can't just stop. Hey, so I tell you what, hey, you know what? There was a bunch. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There was like 6 beautiful ladies walking down the street. And folks, we are located on 36 East Washington Street in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. And there was these beautiful women walking by. And guess what? Moosey Beck, I just need them to come over. I need them to come over. I need them to holler at us, right? All right, so ladies, can you hear me?
yeah.
All right, so we are currently talking about the Cam Newton situation where you know, and if you don't know, you know, don't worry about it. I will find something that you guys are into. So you know what? So Cam Newton is a football player, right? And he's like, you know, some woman said, "Oh, so what about Rouse?" And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." He kind of laughed or whatever and giggled. And then
Shocked because she knew what he was talking about.
oh, you know what? Bring her over here.
Shocked because he looked shocked because he knew what she was talking about.
So was he wrong from his?
No, he was not.
Oh,
I
my
don't think
God.
it was sexist at all.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
don't
That's
think
what.
it was sexist. He was just like,
Oh my God.
funny to see ladies talk about route.
Yeah. I wish I had a picture. I wish I had a picture of that because you are exactly right. That's what I feel too. But by the way, ladies, you're on the Heavy Hitters Radio Show. We are a podcast. We're nationwide. You know, matter of fact, we're real hot in Virginia, D.C. area. We're hot in Cali, in Canada for some reason, and here in Indianapolis because that's where we're from. Hey, so you know, I appreciate you. That's for sure. I mean, you're absolutely right.
I just see what was wrong with it.
It wasn't nothing wrong with it, right?
Not to me.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I have a sister that is 11 years older than me, so she's a woman of a certain age, and she told me that she went on a date with a brother, and they were watching a football game, and she commented on something, and he was like, "Oh yeah," you know, and she commented something else. He was like, "Oh yeah," you know what I mean? And the more she commented, the closer he got. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't tell me no more because that made me mad. I had to go beat him up. But you know, it's definitely one of those things. All right, so ladies, what do you think about the current state, like the Dove commercial? You know, where you got the white woman taking off her. Oh yeah! Oh, this is making me so happy. All right, so I tell you what. I tell you what. If you have a comment, you can pick up this mic and this mic. All right, so you got the lady in the Dove commercial. Get her closer. Get her closer.
We couldn't hear you.
You ever seen the Dove commercial?
When a black lady turned white.
Yeah. All right, here's what happened. So you know, so there was a woman. What'd she say?
She's sitting over there.
That's funny. All right, so here's what happened, ladies. So there's a pilgrim woman. I call pilgrims white people. That's pilgrims, right? And so she takes her shirt off. The sister takes her shirt off, and it's a white woman, and then the white woman takes her shirt off, and she's an Asian, and it kind of loops back and forth. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what? I'm a man. I'm a man of color. I'm a brother, right? And I didn't have any problem with it. I had no problem with it. But a lot of people in the world, a lot of people in the country have problems with it. Go, yes. Get it close. Scoot up, sweetheart.
I'm not pressed about the situation. I'm biracial.
Yeah. You're African.
If
Beautiful
it's
one, by
not
the way. Shit.
a situation that you pressed about, you have a
Get
problem
closer,
with it,
Cloud.
then they react to it. People need to start responding and not reacting.
Yeah, I know. For me, like I said, when I saw with no volume, I was like, "Yee, that ain't good."
But however,
When I first saw it, I was like,
when I saw it, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I really didn't. Okay.
She's mad.
move
She's
on.
mad.
But-
Because you attract what you want in your life.
That's what I said. See, bro.
What she say? What she say?
I told you.
You attract what you want in your life, so therefore what you pay attention to is what you attract in your life. So therefore, if that's not an issue at hand for you, you won't keep scrolling and not
But it's
pay
an
attention.
issue for our people. You know, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
On all levels, that was wrong.
That was wrong.
All
See-
levels.
Oh, you. So you.
Levels, that was
But-
wrong.
I'm
tell you-
on
I'ma
the
tell
other
you-
side.
However, if that's
Everybody
not
that was at that
problem for you-
boardroom and approved that, they asses should be fired.
Yeah.
But
And I'm sure they
however,
will.
But
if
that was
that's not
because
an
that was
issue
their
for you-
perception of it, not
Right.
our
Crazy.
perception of
Right.
it.
But see, the thing is,
I
the
don't
reason
give a
why I
fuck.
said it
My
was,
grandfather is right, so I really don't give a fuck what you put in front of me because that's not my perception. So
my
I
thing
don't
is, all you had to do was change the order. You'd have been good. Put the white girl first. Change the order. Everything would have been good. But
Why
we
does that bother you so much?
because
you
okay,
feel
I'm gonna tell you why.
because-
Same thing she said.
Uh-oh.
It's
You
a soap
oppressed.
commercial which symbolizes clean. So when the
Exactly.
first
But why
person you
does
see is
that
a black girl,
matter
which
to you?
symbolizes unclean, and then you take it off the next.
No, it does not symbolize that.
Some of that.
Is it?
But
That's what I
why
saw.
does that matter to you? Me being an African American black woman, why does that matter to you?
Because it's perception. It's perception. Like, wait a minute. So you're saying that my black skin ain't clean?
Right. It's
But
a-
that's
why
how
do
it
you
is.
Hey,
That's
hey! I
our
tell you, everybody look
perception.
this way. You guys
Our
remember?
perception
You guys remember this
is
video?
that every other race that probably seen that commercial didn't see it that way.
But they're having the one. But those people aren't the ones that's been oppressed for so long.
You guys remember that video?
All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but black and white. That's
Bother
a.
you or you can
You
move
guys remember that video? Every last one of us was cool with that video.
Like, they like.
Oh, this is the Michael Jackson.
Yeah, every last one of us was cool with that video. None of us had trouble with that video.
Yeah, because he was going from race to race to race to race to race. It wasn't like, hey, the black girl first, and let's turn to white.
It don't make you angry. It does not make you like, oh, I'm just wrong.
The problem with the commercials is there was no diversity. Clearly, there was nobody of color in that boardroom that approved that video.
That was
But
my
they
point.
still doing
In
That's the
their
point.
view of it, they
Like-
see no problem with it. But
Yeah.
our color, we seen an issue.
Yeah, I mean, like that,
But
and
they
that
been
showed.
doing it, so why is it a problem now?
It show-
because
it's-
they show the ad and now make you aware of what they really doing. So why is it a problem now?
Okay, I'll give you an example. So, when you see a spider, what's the first thing you think about when you see a spider?
Everybody see that? You see that? They changing like a
You wanna
mug.
step on it, right?
That's your life.
I know you're trying to play the game, but for the most, when you see a spider, your first thing, because of what you've been taught, what you see, and what you
Is that wrong?
Is a step on it. You see a butterfly, you
In
like,
that video, they go from
you see
black
a butterfly,
to
your
white
first
multiple
perception is,
times.
oh, that's pretty.
That does not determine
It's the same
who you
thing.
are as a person. That does not determine who you
But
are
that's
as
the
an
whole point of what
African-American.
Michael Jackson
Who
was
gives a
trying to
fuck?
say though. That's the
It's
whole
the
point.
If
same.
you're confident in yourself, it ain't shit they can put on TV and nowhere else to make you feel differently about yourself. If you're confident in
And you
who are as a
100%
person.
right. You 100% right. And I told him, I said, part of me feel that way, but at the same time, when I saw it, I was like, it ain't cool. Like, it ain't, like, they need to do better than that. They gotta
So
do
I
better.
mean, so.
I'm sorry. I bet
Oh no, I love it, man. You was hype. She was like, I
She
tell
didn't
you
want to tell
what.
her first.
She's flexing. She's flexing on us. Hey, so my sweetheart right here.
And we love our black people, but however, we can't let them dictate how we feel about ourselves.
Right. Okay. I'm
But
not.
TV,
Hey,
you gotta
hey,
realize too
We
that
gonna let
TV.
them tell us how
You're
we feel
right, but
about
TV
ourselves.
influences a lot of what we do in everyday
Stop
life.
watching that shit.
It influences
True.
us,
I
man.
don't
It's
even
unfortunate.
watch this shit.
It's unfortunate, man. But TV, media,
Pineapples.
what we see influences.
You not gonna
Like you got one dude pulling a dress, now everybody wearing. One
Heavy
rapper
Hitters
wearing a
radio
dress,
show.
now everybody wearing a dress. One person get tattoo on their face,
hey,
everybody
real
got
quick,
tattoos on their
real
face.
quick. Hey, folks, the Heavy Hitters
It
radio
influences,
show,
man.
man,
We wanna like it or
and
not.
we have 6 beautiful black
Absolutely
women out
beautiful.
here, man. Different hues. You know what? Different hues, by the way. And so everybody be tripping, man. But they were walking down the street. They've been shopping. They've been eating. They've been chilling. Eating apples downtown.
What you got in that Capital Grill
And-
bag, lady?
and guess what, man?
What you
They-
got? What you got in the Capital Grill bag? No, I'm looking at the food.
They stopped and hollered at us,
Right,
man. They
right.
stopped and hollered at us. Hey, I got a real quick question for you guys. So all right, so listen. So I have two sons. This is a personal thing. I have two sons that were from a black woman, right? And I have one son from a Pilgrim woman, right? So I use Pilgrim woman as a white woman. So she's a African. She's a African. She's a African, right? She's white. All right. So listen. So the other day, my son says, "Dad, what's a red bone?"
That would be me.
Yes, and she ain't lying.
You know what? That's the reason. That's the reason I said I was like, you know what? We got a real red bone here. I need to talk to her. Hey, sweetheart, I appreciate you. And I told him, I said, hey man, I said, you know what? It's a sister that's real light skinned. I said, that's all. You know. He was like, well, why do they call it red bone? I go, it's got something to do with fried chicken.
You know,
it's got something to do with fried chicken. Right. Yeah, I had to explain it to him. I had to explain the whole thing to him. But hey, you know what, sweetheart? Thank you, and you're absolutely beautiful. So I definitely appreciate it. What's that? Yeah, oh no, yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, for sure. All right, so interviewing. Why are they in town? What's going on? Where they from?
I said, well, I mean, we don't want to hold you up at all from, like, you know, if you.
But we do want you to answer our questions.
Right.
Where they from? Where they from? What's going on?
Chicago. We're from Chicago.
And we here for work.
Go Cubs!
No.
Oh, they gotta
they
go.
say-
They gotta go.
Are you a
interview's
native
done.
of
They say-
Chicago?
They gotta
Born
go.
and raised
This-
on the South Side, so I'm a Sox fan.
This interview is over.
Okay, and
All right.
you guys,
See, man.
no,
Thanks for
you
coming.
guys,
God bless. Good night.
and you guys are here,
No, but seriously,
and you guys
I'm
are here
from Gary.
because
all the
I'm
Chicago.
from Gary.
Well, you should be a soft.
No way!
Yes, that's why, because you down the street.
because it's South.
Bears, Bulls, and Cubs.
All right,
All
all
day.
right, we don't get into that. Hey, so and they're here because
They're here for work.
White Sox.
What brings you guys here for your job? Like, is it a conference?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
all right, cool.
do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
Professionally,
or
what you guys
no?
do? Property managers, nice.
Nice.
Okay, all right. Well, down there,
South
cracking
Side
up.
Chicago.
We love our city. How long are you guys here?
Thursday.
All right. Well,
Oh man,
there
y'all
are
here
lots
for a
of things to
minute.
do.
Well, I tell you what, man.
Trust me,
you know
there's
what?
a lot to do.
Enjoy
Chicago.
Naptown. Enjoy Naptown. If you want to hang out for a little bit, we'll be done. Matter of fact, we are heading to the hip hop night. What's the name of it?
Coaches. Hip-hop
We're at the
night.
Coaches hip hop night. So
Right
you know,
over
it's you know what? It's grown and sexy over there, and it's old school
Old
hip
school
hop.
hip-hop.
So if y'all looking to do something tonight, y'all head over to Coaches. We'll be over there. As a matter of fact, you know what? Matter of fact, drinks on me, man. For all y'all, if y'all go, drinks on me. From the red bone to the
Right
red-headed sister.
It's past this parking lot to the left, just a little bit. You see how sign says Pearl Street?
Boom. Look,
To the left
she's
of that.
choosing. I think she's choosing.
Beer who?
Yep. Coach's Tavern.
I think she's choosing.
You got some beer, grow?
Are you in the beard
Group.
Oh, no.
Are you in the beer game? Why they choosing you? I'm mad.
Yeah, I
man,
we
we
They're
straight.
talking
I've
about
been
beers.
trying. I got little spots, man. Don't grow in, man.
about,
My
man.
Wi-Fi
They were
connection.
talking about your beard.
I'm a silverback gorilla. That's all I'm saying.
My Wi-Fi connection ain't that good.
For Shizzo. For Shizzo, you know, you're African. Beautiful African. She's fine.
She like, what
I
else happening?
don't understand why you're not trying to, you're trying to make some trips up to Chicago.
It's a beer group.
You're a horrible wingman.
Oh, sorry. I'm a great wingman.
You're a horrible wingman.
I already set out by drinks.
Are you like the best wingman ever?
I already set out by drinks, so they'll go because I'll buy drinks, so it's all good. Hey, folks, real quick, listen to Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man. This is Moose, a.k.a. Big House, man. We're downtown live in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we got a group of ladies from Chi-Town that may find us, later on at Coaches.
Unfortunately, they're White Sox fans, man, so I don't know.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, so check it out.
Cubs. I saw Cubs. But
Heavy Hitters
She
Radio
invited,
Show.
she invited.
Hey, I tell you what, man, we got A Jeezy up in the house. Man, we got Cloud Overcast, man. We got the Late House Run EMC, and we're up in here. I tell you what, Jeezy, where can you find us?
Man, you can find us on Facebook at Heavy Hitters Radio Show. You can find us on Instagram at Heavy Hitters Radio Show on the gram. You can find us on any of your podcasts, iTunes, Apple iTunes, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, Independent Radio. Anywhere you get your podcast from, man, you can find us, man. Check us out.
Outstanding, man. That's us. Hey, so did you get a pizza? Outstanding. It's delicious.
That non-answer was him eating his
It's delicious,
pizza.
isn't it?
Pizza is delicious, bro.
I'm not gonna kid you. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of it. Hey, so all right, Heavy Hits Radio Show, man. All right, so Run.
Yes.
What are the news you got for us?
So there's just there's a lot happening in the world. Do we want to?
What about the girl that got shot in the face on the west side yesterday?
Well, we're not even there yet. This is local.
That's
We got to talk
crazy.
about the stuff that's nationwide.
We can absolutely talk about that later. I think we should probably take some time to talk about the Cowboys coach and his stance on if you kneel for the national anthem, then
Cowboys
you will not
owner.
play. The
Owner.
Cowboys owner. Yes, I'm sorry, I misspoke. So here's the thing.
I'll tell you what. I want you to give your thoughts about it, and I'll be back in a second.
Okay, so I'll talk because Jeezy's going to eat, and it's just me and him at the table.
I'll talk to him.
So, oh gosh, we're flipping tables over here. That's how we feel about this statement. So basically, the Cowboys owner came out and said that it's always been a policy for his team. Holy smokes, this table's unstable. It's always been a policy for his team that if they do not stand during the national anthem, then they will sit during the game. So I'm not sure that there has been documentation that this has been in place, but here's the sides that I have heard. One, as a freedom of speech, you cannot infringe on that right. So the players have the right to kneel during the national anthem should they choose. And then the other side of that is, well, he is the team owner, so he can really do whatever he chooses because he owns the team. And then another group of people say, well, the other 31 NFL teams don't say that. So until the National Football League decides for all of their teams to have that policy, then it's not okay for one team to have that policy. What I think is so interesting is that he has knelt with the entire team
It was for show.
before the playing of the national anthem. Correct, it is for show because everybody wants to just stay positive. But, they're America's football team for some reason. I'm not really sure how that got started. But there's just a lot going on with it, and I think we should just stop showing the national anthem.
That's my point. Like, just stop showing it on TV, and you kind of limit the problem. My issue with what people understand about freedom of speech don't necessarily mean freedom of consequence.
Correct.
So I get the owner's standpoint as far as like the bottom line. Like, I actually get the bottom line and why it's becoming an issue because what you're doing is you're basically making people choose sides.
Correct.
So you got on one side you got the people saying I'm gonna stand for the flag. On the other side you got people say I'm gonna kneel for the anthem or whatever. But the problem is that the narrative is they keep pushing the narrative as disrespecting the flag when it has nothing to do with the flag.
Right.
So my issue is are you more bad about the flag or the Constitution? That's the issue. Like you worry about a piece of cloth when you really want to uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Right.
And the Constitution says you have a right to a peaceful protest. Like, that's in the Constitution. Like, you have a right. If you feel that you're wrong, then you have a right to basically protest that. And my thing about protest is protest is supposed to make the other party feel uncomfortable.
Correct. That's the whole purpose.
That's the sole purpose, is to make people uncomfortable and to drive the conversation.
Right.
Now, with that being said, and how I feel about that, on the other side of the fence, man, I feel like this is getting blown way out of proportion.
Yes, I would agree
And
with
I
that.
feel like it's causing more of a divide and it's causing more issues than it needed to be.
Yes.
It should have been, let's have a discussion about ways to improve or ways to make things better. Now, on the way over, I was kind of thinking about distraction. Like, everything is a distraction. Like, the whole thing is a distraction. Come in to get you, the masses distracted on what's really going on. Like, the fact that we really finna go to war over Twitter. Like, is amazing. Or the fact that this election was tampered with and Facebook is being in trouble in Twitter and Google for selling ads to Russia to influence. Like, this is all stuff that's going on, and we really worried about the flag because we're distracted. We're not worried about, like, did we have tampering in our election? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the fact that gas prices going up. We're not talking about the fact that that your taxes may be going up. We're not talking about the fact that milk is $4 a gallon. All this stuff that we should be talking about, that the mass, that the collective should come together on, we're not talking about. As far as in the urban communities, the black community, we're not talking about how every store, every gas station in the hood is owned by Indians and Pakistani people. How everything in the hood is owned by like other people in other countries and we don't own nothing. And yet we continue to shop at these stores, but yet we want to protest in the NFL. It's ridiculous. Like we continue to spend our money in places where we're not clearly represented, but yet we want the same representation in other places, but we're not doing it for ourselves in our own communities, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's amazing how I can go to any gas station and they know everything that we like. They got white teas, flashy, they got orange, they got red pop, red soda, everything that we drink is in their stores. It's like they know us to a T. But we ain't the ones owning it. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, we get mad when everybody mad at NFL owners, but yet still we'll still break our neck to go to clubs in Broad Ripple where they clearly don't want us there. But we'll break our neck, change how we dress, do everything we can to get in. You know what I mean? But yet we won't go to the places where they do want us there. We won't spend our money there. So we constantly trying to spend our money to fit in when we really shouldn't be worried about fitting in. Just be yourself. And stand and live your life and stop worrying about fitting in. Dog. If they don't want you there, don't go there, period. That's how I feel about it. That's my little 10-minute tirade.
I think that's fair. I just wish that the American public would take a second to see things from anybody else's point of view. Like, just somebody else's. I don't care who else's it is. Like, think outside of yourself because really the world is not... I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but, like, the world does not revolve around you.
Right.
So I just want everybody to look at someone else's perspective. I don't really care who else's perspective it is. It does not have to be drastically the other side of your beliefs, but, like, just take a moment to see what somebody else thinks.
That's the whole problem with the situation is that it's like people have dug in on both sides, and no one's willing to give and listen to the other side, other point of view. Like today, everybody keeps saying, I don't want to disrespect the flag. But I can remember in the 60s, people used to burn the flag because of the Vietnam War. Like, they literally torched the flag.
Yes.
And that wasn't black people doing that. You know what I mean? So it's like we come to this area, man, where like we forget our history, man. Just be so busy, and we getting our news from agenda-driven organizations.
So, I want you to talk more. I want you to talk more about burning the flag, and it wasn't us. Talk more about that.
No, I think it was in protest of the Vietnam War back in the
yes, that's true.
60s. They used to burn the flag, like and have protests and rallies and stuff, and burn the flag. I mean, you know, because we were so against the war because at that time we had no business being over there. You know what I mean? So it's like we forget our history. You know what I mean? Like. And then the saying goes, know your history, you're doing to repeat it. Now, I'm not saying that we'll go back to being like slaves or whatever like that, but we definitely trending in a direction, man, to where things are more on a divide than I can remember in my lifetime. And I grew up in the 80s and 90s, man. It wasn't necessarily great times, but it wasn't as prevalent as it was my parents growing up. And it's like we sliding back to that kind of like, you know, lifestyle almost, man. And it's sad, man, that this guy in office, man, is literally putting those things in place. And you see how he go on TV and say these things on TV about fire the son of a bitch. The next week, the NFL owners protest. But then literally the next week, they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to do what he said. If you don't kneel, we're gonna bench you for that.
Right. Hey, here's an interesting fact for you. In 1942, June 22nd, 1942, President Roosevelt approved the federal flag code. So that provided guidelines for the display and the respect shown to the flag. The flag code does not prescribe any penalties or noncompliance, nor does it include any enforcement. Rather, it just functions simply as a guide for voluntary civilian compliance.
The key word is what?
Voluntary. So I didn't know that. I was scrolling through because I was looking about stuff about flag burning, and I saw that. So that was interesting to me. So I wonder, and I don't know the answer to this question. I will look for it. But were there any consequences for those people that were burning the flag in protest of the Vietnam War? Or was it just like they burned it and that was...
I mean, they burned it and that was it.
Yeah, it was a rally. It was like a
Right,
riot
it was usually
or
at
something,
a... Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so there was no consequence to it.
Right. As stated in the law, which President Roosevelt signed into office, or signed into order in 1942. That's
1942.
June 22nd.
Wow. I mean, so you're telling me that we had something in place back then,
Correct.
75 years ago, right?
And the NFL has a policy
during
on the
World
books
War
that
II.
Jerry Jones alluded to. They wrote in after World War II, but it said that you should stand. You should. Like, should don't mean you have to. Should is like,
Correct.
you should, but you don't really have to if you don't want to. So, and the whole problem with it is that there are no players of consequences doing this. It's all like tight ends, linemen, defensive backs. Like, there are no quarterbacks. I know of, except for Kaepernick was the only quarterback.
Well, they probably don't want to
that-
do it because
that's
look
in
what
that
happened to
position.
him. They're probably scared. I would imagine that several of the NFL players are nervous that if they take this stand, they might lose their job.
they
right?
will.
Like, I would be nervous about that too. And so props to those people that are kneeling who are like, no, I'm taking a stand for what I believe in because this is important to me. I don't know that I would be strong enough to do it. I will probably always stand for the national anthem, but I absolutely respect all of those people that choose to kneel.
All right, so you know what? That's amazing that you say that. Like, so you guys are old enough to remember when the NFL players, they striked, and they still had games, and it was like scab players, what they called them, and it was not the same game, by the way, and they couldn't wait to get back to the regular players. So I wonder if they all united. If they all said, you know what, we're in.
But they won't do it because of the money. There's too many of them.
They're not going to lose. If they all do it, the owners will have to cave.
But see, the thing is, so then if you say all, it's going to be all black players, no white players. See, that's where the line is always drawn in the sand, man.
70. So even if it's say if it was all the Pilgrim players, 30% of the league is done playing. If it's black players, 70% of the league is done. Both of those numbers hurt.
Hurt, big time, but they won't do it. The NBA would. For one, the NBA
guaranteed
contracts
money.
are guaranteed.
Yeah.
See, NFL,
The NBA has a rule that you have to stand for
right,
the
but, see,
national anthem.
but the NBA, because it's less players, there's more money involved. So they have more power. The union is way stronger because the money contracts are guaranteed. The NFL, your contract ain't guaranteed. So like literally, they can be like, "All right, we're done." Like Kaepernick, you done. Like they cut
That's
you and
true.
you done. Your money's stopped right there. Whereas the NBA, you can fire me, but guess what? You still got to pay me. At the end of the day,
Right.
I'm still getting my money. So I'll be real curious to see what the NBA when their season start, which is like next week. What's going to be the overall stance.
Hey, just another fun piece of history for you guys. American citizens have been burning the flag since 1861. That was the first documented flag burning, and it was in Mississippi. And it was to protest Lincoln's decision to suppress the Confederate States seceding from the United States.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Of course it was.
Americans have been burning the flag since 1861.
1861, man. What's that? What's that?
Don't
90,
be mad,
90, 95? Is that 95 years? Not 90, right? 1861 to 20. Oh no, 195. Is that right? 195.
1861?
Yeah,
How about 156?
Bill Maher.
Oh, okay, right, yeah, right.
It's
156.
shocking.
Wait, hold on. So, America's been burning the flag for 156 years,
Yes.
and for sure, there wasn't African Americans back then.
No, it was in Mississippi, so that was for sure white people because They wanted to leave.
Pilgrims.
They wanted to leave. I am a pilgrim, so I say white people. They want. That's what it's.
Anyway,
that's
go.
what I say.
You have to get caught up on it.
So, yes, pilgrims or white people have been burning the
What's
flag
up,
since
Papa?
1861. I'm going to scroll through these and see the other reasons that
And so-
there
and
were
so-
Let me read this
protests.
stat real quick. It's scary.
You give it to me.
I was watching Bill Maher. They said that 65% of millennials, 65% of millennials believe that we should do away with free speech.
Why?
That is scary. Also, they believe that we need to redo the Constitution.
To match what?
They also said that 70% of millennials believe that a communist,
Socialist.
an army state, an army government state is okay. This is like
What's the definition of a millennial? Like, when does that start?
it's like you was born after 86, I think 86. He's like from 20.
Why don't you look it
Dang
up?
it.
You're a millennial for
Why
sure.
don't you look it up?
I don't want to be. I don't want to be
for
grouped.
sure
I
you're
don't want to be.
But yeah,
millennial.
but
grouped in
dog, when I
there.
heard that, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And they also believe that government control is okay. Like all of the stuff that our parents and their parents fought so hard against to make sure that we're protected. It's like the grandbabies are just throwing it all in the toilet and giving more control, man. Like there is no hope for us, man.
Did they give a reason for
No,
that?
it was just a poll to kind of fit, and it wasn't based off party lines. It was both Democrats and Republicans. That when they polled, that they said that in those large numbers that it was okay with that, and it was okay with like doing away with free speech. Like they have no idea what's the consequences behind their actions, man.
It makes me wonder if they actually know what those terms mean,
They don't.
and what it would mean if, like, if the Constitution was changed. Like, so what would be there?
Or having a military state.
Right.
I mean, because, hey, guys, listen, Moose get big guys. I'm going to tell you that, you guys ever heard of that term, 40 acres and a mule?
Right.
Yes.
All right, so I'm not sure if you guys know exactly
Yeah, we talked about it last week, actually.
where it came from.
We
We talked
did.
about Tecumseh and all that.
Yeah.
All right. And so, it's one of those situations where even if there's somebody saying, yeah, you got Tecumseh saying, I want to help, and you got Lincoln saying, I want to help, there's 50 of them that's saying, no,
we don't want to help.
we not doing that.
Absolutely. And it's sad, man. It's sad that, like, I've learned that even being on this show, that people just have different opinions than me. Period. And it's okay. And it's okay.
All over the. I mean, you know what? Put it this way, man. All right, guys. This might sound sappy. I don't know, but Jeezy and I met later in life. Like we didn't grow up together. We're not from the same area. We just had similar interests.
Right.
Is what happened, and then we met, and then we've been hanging out. Weekly. For forever and ever. And it's one of those things where we still feel differently about certain situations.
Like the Dove situation.
Yes, I don't think there's any big deal about Dove. Speaking of that, Biggie Gates, man, I know you out there. Of course, he says the video ain't talking about soap, Moose. It is talking about soap
it is.
because there's a Dove commercial.
It's a Dove commercial.
They are talking about soap, Biggie. And guess what? It's at I was working at my mom's house today, and guess what's all over that mug? Dove soap, man. Black people love Dove soap.
The thing is, man, like I learned that we all got different opinions, and it's like unless you're willing to see what's on the other side, it's best just to move on, man. Like I'm not going to harp on it because, like the flag issue, there's people who's like I told Ron that they are dug in, like they don't want to hear. It's just really, and you ain't listen to the problem. Like no one wants to address why they're doing it because nobody cares why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't affect them.
It doesn't affect them. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. It's like, man, whatever. So until these problems from these communities start affecting their lives, It ain't gonna matter.
Which it never will.
And you you can't say that because we thought heroin would never affect the community the way it is, and look at it now.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, yeah, I tell you, man, folks, Heavy Hitters Radio Show, man, we're about to dive into that because that is an epidemic bigger than anything else in the United States right now.
Yeah, it's heroin,
opioid addiction, heroin, that kind of thing. Matter of fact, when you pulled up today, I was on the phone with someone, right, Jeezy? And I was on the phone with a woman where her husband killed himself.
Wow.
Right? And her husband killed himself, but he was hooked on heroin. He was doing all kind of opioid pills. You know what I'm saying? And man, and the guy shot himself in the head, right?
Yeah.
And you know what I told her? I said the first thing I said to her when I saw it, I was like, "Hey, it's not your fault."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I try not to get too deep on the Heavy Hitters Radio Show, but the first thing I told her was, "It's not your fault, man." You know what? Him being so selfish and taking his life because he's stuck on all the drugs and all the things that are happening to him. It's not your fault because she was a total mess. You know, she was a total mess that her, and really it's her estranged husband. Like the divorce is almost final. Well, it is final now. It's final now, yeah, for sure. And, so the divorce is almost final, and then all of a sudden he takes his life. You know, and so I said, you know, and she's like, so how do I feel about it? What am I supposed to do? And one of the things I told her was, I said, first of all, you've done everything that you could do as a wife, right? She's like, yes, I did this, and this. I'm like, you know, and I said, and then you found him in some precarious situations. She said, yes. And I said, then you guys talked it out, and it didn't work, and so he moved out. Yes. She's like, yeah. I'm like, you know what? Don't punish yourself. Folks, if you are a victim of suicide, don't punish yourself because the other person was too weak to talk it out or to figure it out. And yes, you know what? Moose has some very strong opinions about suicide, but don't punish yourself because the other person was not strong enough to handle it. Right. Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Run, did you ever thought about that?
No. I mean, I have known a lot of people who have lost their lives to drug addictions, but none of those were suicides, so I cannot speak to that.
I think when it comes to suicide and stuff like that, like it is a way where people just feel like they can't cope, and you know it is a disease. I think I think that people get so overwhelmed that they literally just look for a way to get out of it, you know, for the pain or whatever to stop. So, you know, I think I'm old enough now to kind of understand and more mature, so I don't judge and say, you know, they was right or wrong. It just felt like for their situation, man, they that's the only thing they knew they can get closure, man, or get comfort was to hit the reset button. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
it's not the reset button.
Well, we don't know that because none of us died. None of us died before.
No, man. I'm going to tell you something. And this is kind of heavy for our show.
It's Heavy Hitters.
It's with Heavy Hitters. That's right. I'm going to tell you, when you kill yourself, it's not a reset button. You are done.
I mean, what I'm saying, you're done as far as we know.
As a matter of fact, you're going to hell.
But that's a whole other story.
You're going to hell. And I tell you, folks, if you want to call in, what's the number? 1-317-86.
Heavy 317.
Again, it was
1-6-7 heavy.
Matter of fact, we might need to use that number to make sure we still got it.
It's 1-317-67
heavy.
Yeah, that's our number, man. If you want to call us in and talk about, you want to talk about suicide, you want, get that.
I'm not gonna get into the religious side of it, man, because that's a whole other, conversation.
Yeah.
Did you go to this mythical place called hell, or wherever? I don't know. But what I do know is I don't want to call people out for that. I mean, I don't know. I will hope that you will seek as much help as you possibly can before you take a decision, because, yes, you are more times than not leaving a lot of loved ones behind that care about you, that will do anything to help you. But a lot of times if you don't talk to them, a lot of times we so caught up because we so busy that we don't necessarily see the signs in their daily lives that people are hurting, and that because that little 5-minute conversation that we don't have time to talk to somebody could be that one moment to where, and the motorcycle's on cue. That's why my friend Darius, when he was going through the conversations he's having with me on the phone, that's why I literally, the next day drove to Tennessee to talk to him, because I know, I've seen the signs. I've seen a lot of our former military people come home and not be right in the head, you know what I mean, and literally take their own lives because they just not right in the head. So for me, I wanted to make sure I took time.
You're a great friend.
Ultimately, I haven't talked to him now. It's probably been about 2 years, man, that I haven't.
It's been less than that, but
no, trust me, it's been about 2 years.
Has it been that long?
Time flies, man.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? But it's been about 2.5 years.
Current evolved.
You know what I'm saying? I know, right? It's been 3 of those. No, 2.5 of those. Yeah. So it's a situation, man, where take the time to talk to these people, man, and see what's going on in their life, man, because the smallest conversation can prevent a lot. Because let them know that they're going to be missed if something happened to them. That you do got love for them. That really matters to people. You know what I mean?
And I would just, as Musa, add to you, it doesn't even matter if you don't. If you're kind of mad at him or, you're not really happy with him or whatever, you probably need to still let him know that, hey, what, you matter to me. Because I'm going to tell you right now, old girl told me that her ex, texted her and was like, hey, I love you. I love everything about you, and I'm going to miss you. And then,
that was it.
And she said 3 minutes later, she texted him back, no answer. She called, no answer. And then she started freaking out, went to the parents' house, and then boom, found out that he took a bullet to the head, to the dome, man.
To the noodles, man. That's
But
it seems like to me, if he
pisses me off. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I
know I'm out there, but it pisses me off.
If he had a drug addiction, man,
it's bad. He had a bad drug addiction.
One, man. So even if he's going through recovery, man, I never done drugs, so I don't know with the recovery or trying to get off of it.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, that freaked me out for a second. That's my phone.
Oh yeah, that we're going through. I'm assuming that going through withdrawals or going through whatever is some painful shit because your body needs it and craves it and wants it, and you're not feeding that beast. So and in your mind, with all these drugs they put you on, the first thing on the commercial said if you have suicidal thoughts, what in the world?
That's true.
What do you give? So I don't know what he was on to make him think that way or feel that way.
From what I understand, he was doing heroin, taking opiates.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much what took him out.
So ultimately, man, you don't know what's going on in his head or what he's seeing. When you high on drugs, are you hallucinating things or seeing things that ain't there? So it's all kind of just crazy, man. So my thing is just don't do drugs, man.
Hey, you know what?
Be fine. Say no to drugs.
Even that, several days ago, the drug dealer pulled up to his crib and latched up his truck with his truck and pulled his truck away. I'm taking this.
It's my payment
because you owe me money.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Kurt Cobain.
Did you steal that from me? Who is on there?
Kurt Cobain.
Oh, nice. And then you know what I'm saying. So when that stuff starts happening, it's whoa. I was having a talk with another person today, and they were like, you know what? So there's a person that's 57 years old, can't pay bills, wants to live in a house, can't pay lights, can't pay gas, can't pay water. Those two are together, but it's going to live there and not even worry about it. Just going to do it. And what they said was, well, you know what? You can kick them out. Talking about me, right? All right, so if I kick them out, then what happens with their life?
But is that your responsibility at this point?
To kick them out?
No. Is it your responsibility?
I pay the bill.
No. I'm saying, is it your responsibility as to what happened to them?
No.
It's not. No, it's not. Because at what point does a burden, do you have to say, you know what, I got to release the burden off my back? I'm not paying for this no more. I'm not doing this no more.
Well, here's my thought. My thought is that, when economically, when I look at it, it only costs like $15 to $20 more that he's in the residence that he's in. So should I just economically take on that $20 burden so that he stays living?
No, if it's $20, yeah, I would. I mean, I would take on $20 burden.
It's more than just financial burden, though. If you move somebody,
$20.
I mean, if you move somebody in to your house and you share all of that space, and you're used to not having somebody at your house, that is more than a financial burden on someone. So that's a lot of adjusting to do. So I think it's more than just $20 that you have to consider.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to get into too much detail. I don't know the whole backstory, so I don't know.
It's all good.
But
it ain't got nothing to do with me.
If it's somebody in the house that you ain't living in,
I'm not living in the house.
and it's only a $20 burden.
I just take care of the house.
If it's only a $20 burden, then
it's not a big deal.
That's not really a big deal, especially if you care about the person. Now, my caring extends to $20. Now, my caring extends a couple of $100, and I don't care as much. But
You're so kind.
But $20, I can do $20, man. Whatever. I mean, we bought pizza for more than $20.
That's true. And it's delicious too.
It was very delicious. So I mean, it all just kind of depends on what's your level of concern, But I know for like athletes, carrying a family name, carrying a family, the whole family on their salary, that ain't a smart move, man.
No, it's not.
It's not a smart move.
Especially when you get paid.
Just because I made it don't mean you made it too.
Just because you made it too,
like,
man.
I mean, I put the work in and everything like that. Not to diminish any part you may have played in it, psychologically wise, but hey, man, you got trials and tribulations that you got to go through if you want to live the life that I am now able to live.
Or do like LeBron did, empower them to work for you and benefit you. Don't just let them mooch off of you. Be like, no, man, I'm gonna send you to school. You gonna go to school for accounting. You gonna go to school for marketing. You gonna go to school for this. I'm gonna pay for it. And then when you get out, we gonna have Team LeBron.
Right.
And that's what he did. That's exactly all his boys from his high school all went to college for specific things. And so Maverick Carter graduated. LeBron fired his agent. Everybody was like, what? And hired his boy. You know what I mean? So it was like, we going to do this together. But I'm going to give y'all specific roles, so we all going to eat together. You know what I mean? So y'all ain't got to worry about eating off me. We going to eat together.
There you go.
So
that's
a smart thing to do.
So, you know what? So I got this big question. This D-Lo. Speaking of that, man, you guys need to check out the other shows, man, on independent radio.
Absolutely.
So the flagship show here is Heavy Hitters Radio Show. Yeah. But are you prepared to talk about the other shows?
Yeah, man. I mean, actually,
Cloud Overcast. Talk about the other shows on independent radio.
Showed up on the Iron 3 this past Sunday, and it wasn't this past Sunday. It was last Sunday. But
oh gosh.
Great show.
The Iron 3 Hip Hop Show.
Iron 3 Hip Hop Show.
Who's on there?
That's D-Lo Green. That's Arlo Gritty, and I got distracted by the.
I mean, go, man. What the heck?
Professionalism.
Hey, man. I'm professionally honest.
Anyway, who's on the show?
That is
Iron 3 Hip Hop Show, man.
Arlo Gritty, D-Lo Green, and
big shout out to KF, man.
KF. There's a lot of stuff going on in the head. I'm recouping from the currency show.
I got nothing to
I'm
love
still
for.
High from last night.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, when we talk about the currency show, when we do a Bruising Reviews, I want you to talk about that.
Absolutely.
Hey, so I'll tell you what, man. So check us out, man. Independent radio, man. We got Heavy Hitters Radio Show. We got the Iron 3 Hip Hop Show, man. Big shout out to D-Lo G. Big shout out to D-Lo G. Arlo Gritty and KF, man. Please, man. Also look at the Iron 15 music session, man. Listen to it. That's dope, man. There's so many other shows, man. Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. You know what? We got the coach, man. We got conversations with Coach.
Coming soon.
And yeah, man, there's so many other shows.
Real quick, man, how's GM doing, man? I get nervous when I don't talk to the man.
You know what? I talked to him, man. He wants to do his show again, by the way.
I don't know if he fell down some stairs or something. You know,
he's He's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
he's a two-time world champion.
Two-time world champ, man.
Two-time world champ.
Right there, boy.
And I'm gonna see him here pretty soon. And then, folks, I tell you what, man. So check us out. Hey, listen up, guys. Listen up. Now, there's some other things we need to talk about. You guys ready?
For the next comedian.
That's not that.
You always ask, are we ready? And then you don't be ready.
What's that? All right, so, folks, the Heavy Hits Radio Show. It's time for what, Jeezy?
Mattress talk.
Yeah, it's time for Mattress Talk. We're going to talk about mattresses. Have you guys made a mattress sing lately?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's how you do it. Hey, folks, Heavy Hits Radio Show. It's called Mattress Talk. Hey, and so D-Lo posted this picture of us on our posted a picture, our conversation for us. So, ladies, do you seek out men that are less attractive than you to date? And of course, he wanted us to ask the one, the only Run E-M-C
That's
about
me.
that.
The privilege. If she said yes, I'm going to love it.
No. Listen.
You should do it just for radio. Go ahead.
So I think that women just are less into looks. Yes, your looks will automatically attract us. However, that's not what keeps us. That's not what keeps us. Hold the damn door open for me.
I mean, your
And
love
treat-
language is definitely chivalry.
And treat me. My love language is gifts, which my birthday is November 19th.
Like we got you December 19th. Go ahead, continue.
November. I don't like you.
I love it. Anyway, go.
No, I don't. I do not think that women intentionally seek out men that are less attractive than them.
Well, it was the post I had similar to that where I said I feel like women out their coverage more than men do.
Right, we talked about this.
You think so? You think women do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well,
You know why, though.
yeah, from financially situation.
Not even financial.
And what's your?
It's that soft spot, man. That's sometimes you have one of those days. You have one of those days, right? And you're like, you know, you call up your friend and you're like, hey, and you guys start hanging out, and then next thing you know, you like hit it, and her sweet spot is one of the best you ever had, and then you're like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm taking you out in public.
I mean, that's what happened. I mean, dudes. I mean, there's a situation we see dudes and they, you know, I mean, they put together, man. That girl be like, what? Okay. I mean, I've seen this over time, but also
We've seen that before.
I-
Good looking dude, and the woman is like,
whoa.
I'm trying to figure this all out.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Can you cook?
You know what I'm saying?
Is
But
your spot
and,
right?
and the reason being, I think where it tilts in the opposite direction is with younger women with older men, and that's why I think.
I want you to elaborate on that.
No, what I mean is, without going into detail, what I'm saying is, typically, the younger female is typically hotter than the older guy. Unless you George Clooney, it is what it is.
It's because age just does things to people.
Yeah, I mean, look at me. You know, shit. I posted my picture when I was 23. Man, I was a SS, a sex symbol. Back when I was 23.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right
Yeah,
now, I'm a SS right now.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm a SS right now. Look, I'm a super stallion.
I mean, don't get me wrong. At 39, I ain't doing shabby, but at 23, brother, I was a heart throb. I'm like, this brother was the one I was married, which was ridiculous, bruh. Like, I went to my prime years. I probably had about 50 kids though. I ain't gonna lie, I probably had a lot of kids. So being married probably saved me.
Yeah, save you.
Saved me, like, you know what I'm saying, or some type of disease I couldn't get rid of.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, because brother wasn't always safe. But anyway, but yeah, hence why I got kids. But yeah, I mean, so I mean, I think it's age. Like, younger chicks are usually the smoking hot chick. Let me look at Hugh Hefner. I mean, clearly every chick he was with was like super hot, and he was like an old wrinkled dude. But at the same time,
Hey, man, shout out to Hugh, man.
Right.
You know what? Here's what's cool about him. He like sold his house, but he said, "Listen, I'm selling it to you, but I'm not leaving until I die."
right, and he went for it. That's
And they were like, "Okay."
That's called privilege. Because then, I mean, I sell my house tomorrow. I got to be out tomorrow.
I want you and all your stuff out,
right,
not just your old ass body.
You gonna pay this mortgage? I'm gonna chill here for a minute.
Right.
Yeah, but no, but I think that table that D-Lo talked about was more so for younger women dating older men. But like on the same level, the same age, I think it's pretty equal.
So Ron, I mean, is it a situation where it's very difficult, when you date an older man? I mean, or is it cool? I mean, like, how does it work?
Well, I think every relationship is different for different people. So my man is older than me, and it works out perfectly fine. I think for some people,
but for the masses,
for the
Ron is treading water. He must be listening to the show. You are treading water like you swimming in one spot and you just treading water.
I am. I'm only moving one arm and going in a circle.
Her man must listen to the show because she is treading water.
I'm going in a circle, just one arm.
She doggy pedaling.
I don't understand why though. She needs to go for it.
I mean.
Yeah, she needs to go for it.
When the woman is younger in the relationship, there is just an assumption automatically.
Right.
That the older guy is rich. That's the assumption always.
Right.
And so then, but that also makes the girl the trophy.
Right.
For the guy.
And that ain't always the case.
Yeah, but sometimes ain't nothing wrong with being a trophy, man. If somebody was tell me, "Hey, yo, Jeezy, you my trophy,"
you don't gotta work.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
You don't have to work.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same
If
time,
you're a dude, you don't have to work.
But at the same time, men are more visual and physical people, so I necessarily couldn't fall in that boat. You have to look some kind of way for me to be like, all right, I'm down with that.
There's no question.
You know what I'm saying? You got some wrinkles on you, dog. Like we can grow old together, but you can't be old first. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. And I asked my pops this. And it's funny, like, my pops, we talking about, they old. My dad about to be 70, coming up, whatever. And it's like my mom is like 65. And it's like, my dad was talking like when you grow older together, my dad still see my mom the same way he saw her when he first met her.
Yeah, because
that's what he sees. Like, forget what everybody else sees on the outside. Like, that's what he sees. Like, I still see the same one I met.
Right.
X amount of years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up. Like, you can always kind of look at there and somebody behind me. Oh, you can always kind of look at somebody and be like, okay, I can see where he used to see.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I guess I wouldn't be harsh on those guys when they're with the women, because they probably was bad at some point, and it was like, life kind of happened. She might have a thyroid issue. I don't know.
Oh, you tripping?
I don't know.
Here's the deal. Yeah. Everyone just needs to let everyone love whoever they choose and stay out of it.
Thank you, because you know what it is? Ultimately, like I was at the barbershop today. The barbershop is where you get, and I won't even say the name of the barbershop, which I probably posted, but if you follow me, you probably know.
You did.
Did you go to my barbershop?
Yeah.
You went to my barbershop?
Yeah, and the barbershop, man, you get the real, unfiltered.
Tell me who cut your hair?
I still don't know his name. He look like Captain Jack, man. Steven Jackson. Look just like him.
On the very, very end,
very
by
end.
the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Shout out to Lamont.
Lamont. I just walk in. The first time I went, he was an open chair, and I've been going in, man.
Oh, good. It's the same one that Lil C go to.
Yeah.
Last time I went in there, my ex was in there, right? Lil C's mom was in there with him. I walked in, and they put on the show. Big Chemo and all that. Yeah.
Right. So the barbershop.
Is that weird? Is that weird? They call me Big Chemo.
It's a very interesting story that I'm sure that one day we'll tell. This is back when me and Moose used to be inseparable. Yeah.
You were there.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
I'm very curious about this and about that wingman story that I heard a long time ago. I want to know details.
The wingman story. That was like our first night hanging together. Actually.
No,
I
I've heard maybe part of it.
I'm really tripping on the fact that you were there on the chemo story.
Chemo, I was in the building. I was in the building.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Hey, folks, have his radio show, man. We still got to get into Bruiser reviews.
The funny thing about the chemo story is like I'm standing there, and like she was literally all over this cat. The whole like dancing and like she was standing. I think she was standing on a bench in front of us. Right?
Chair,
chair, a bench in front of us because it was at the
it was Poker Boy.
Poker Boy down at the Rathskeller. So and she just kept like rubbing the arms, and then she look at me, and I look away because I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. And look at moves and rub on moves, and then talk to moves, and I was like, okay. And then got mad because I think somebody else came up and talked to her, and she got kind of like a little attitude.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, I was like, okay.
And my other buddy, Big Dave.
Dave was white.
My Pilgrim buddy Dave was like, what?
Yeah.
Is going on? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot. That's where Dave was with us too.
Yeah, Big Dave.
Yeah, that was a night to remember, man.
Hey, I tell you what. You know what? Let's forget all this, man. I'm just kidding. I'm taking a moose turn. Hey, so we you know what? We need to get into some brews and reviews real quick, guys.
I'm gonna review this Cuban I got in my hand.
Are you guys ready for that?
We're definitely ready.
All right. So, hey, I know somebody tell me what brews and reviews is all about. Anybody want to tell me that?
So, Brews and Reviews is the Heavy Hitter Show rating system.
Stolen.
We didn't steal it from anybody.
Oh
yeah, for sure. Yeah, we did. As a matter of fact,
it was called Booze and Reviews.
It was a different name. We changed the name.
Barely.
We're like Basif.
We added an R.
Hey man, until we get the cease and desist.
No, we'll never get it. But you know what? Today I was at my mom's house, and no, a different AT&T dude came. No, he said I'm like all flooding back. My memories are flooding back. All right, anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
The Brews and Reviews is the Heavy Hitter radio show rating system, where the more brews that it takes for you to enjoy something, the worse it is.
Boodoo, beer. Keep going, beer.
So, what up?
Hey man, we on the radio show, bro. We'll talk to you in a minute. All right.
Yeah.
We straight outside. These cats don't even care. They just come right up to you, man.
Right.
You got a microphone in my face, and you're like, "Hey, excuse me, brothers."
And headphones on.
Hey, excuse me, brothers. All right, go. Sorry.
The more brews it takes for you to enjoy something, the worse it is. So if I say something is 10 brews, it's god awful. Whereas if I say no brews or 1 or 2, then it was really good or exceptional, and goes from there. So brews and reviews. Who wants to start us off?
I want to talk about the security guard, man. Who the hell he gonna catch, man? Excuse me. He take like 2 steps. He got a break. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry. I got distracted.
He's on a smoke break. His Segway is inside. Leave him alone.
No, he got a weedy dude.
Oh wow, you guys are.
Good job, Moose.
That was on point.
I appreciate it, man.
That was on point.
Good job with that. All right, go ahead. Brews and Reviews. I'm sorry. Chance the Rapper. Brews and Reviews. Currency.
I went to the Currency show last night. It was a phenomenal show. This was the first time I ever got to see him live. I was a big listener of his music back in the day, and D-Lo Green actually hit me up, asked me like, "Yo, man, you trying to ride along?" I was like, "Sure, like hell yeah." So we go there and everything like that. Comes out immediately, like weed is just being fired up left and right. As soon as he walks on stage, like security was on everybody's ass, like up until that point, and then it was just like, okay, there's no stopping it. But it was crazy, like people throwing weed, like at like Currency and all that stuff, like throughout the whole show.
That's
but
crazy.
it was really good, like especially for him to be like
what venue?
At the Emerson over on the east side.
Okay.
And like he just had phenomenal stage presence. Like there was a point in the show when a girl had passed out in the crowd, and right after the song that he did, like that she passed out during, he stopped it. He stopped everything and all that stuff. It was just like, hey, did we lose somebody? We was just like, yeah, like what happened and all that stuff, and like it was just like really interacting with the crowd, figuring it out and all that stuff. And then he said some responsible words and stuff. He was like, yo, man, y'all need to. What did he say? He said, if you came with her, you need to leave with her. And y'all need to have y'all own concert, put on some Currency and all that stuff in the car and all that stuff. And I was just like, yo, man, that's respectable.
Yeah,
but
she got beat up when we got to the house because he ain't been fucking my money.
Wow.
You talking about sleep? You think, man, this is Moose and this Pineapples, but I could not have have sex and make love to like a chick that's like passed
Yeah,
out.
It ain't even like that. He's saying like, yo, you can't stay here at the show while she leaves and all that stuff.
I had to put on the
everything like
bathroom on
that.
the floor.
See,
Came back
man.
in.
Speaking of bathroom on the floor, remember last week?
Hold up, but real quick.
Oh,
Like that was the skinniest chick ever, man. That took the biggest poop ever on her pants and in the bathroom, and she was good looking, but holy cow, she's the biggest poop ever.
yo, like,
It was on her pants?
You were here when he was here.
Bro.
I know it was on her
You were
pants.
It was her pants,
it was
the toilet.
I like, because first of all, she was in the men's bathroom.
She had the runs.
And like, yo, she like, I'm thinking that, it's like Moose in there or something like that. So like I'm saying, I yell in there like, then like, y'all sticking up the place and shit like that. And then like I see Moose out there. I'm like, oh,
it's not him.
Like, I started process of elimination. I was like, oh, that's her.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
She-
skinniest.
If y'all listen to the show, she disappeared for a nice minute.
bro.
Hey, man, I tell you what, she didn't disappear because she blew up 36 with
Bro.
her bow. She had a huge bowel
It
movement.
sound-
Well,
it
and then
smelled
she
like-
left her phone in there. It was probably in the bathroom. Remember they were banging on the door to get her phone.
Yeah.
She had a huge bowel movement, man, and it was in her
Wow.
pants and everywhere.
Real quick, Moose. Let me ask you a question.
What's the matter?
It's some overcast coming.
Oh yeah, we know.
Real quick, man. The Currency concert. Was you part of that group text?
I was not. What I did was I saw when it was over.
Yeah, it was over.
I saw the pictures and
On-
videos
on-
of the
concert on the gram.
Yeah, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Hey man, like,
Yeah. Shout out to D-Lo.
it was
D-Lo.
D-Lo G.
D-Lo G.
And you gave it how many brews?
like 0 to 1, like
Oh,
maybe
wow.
maybe half a brew.
It was good.
That's what's up.
Maybe half a brew. Like, it was cool. Like, he did all the hits. Like, and the thing is like, the crowd, like, was another portion that really, like, made it, like, as fun as it was, just because, like, there'd be those concerts that, people go to, and it's just like, oh, I'm going to just stand around and all that stuff. And it was like, nah, there was an immense amount of crowd participation, along with Currency, like, causing all that and really interacting. And, like, it was a volley. Like, and it just built from that. So, yeah, it was great. I had a great time.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna tell you real quick, man. I finally finished. I finished The Flash,
Big
and
money.
it was all right. It wasn't horrible. And guess what I'm on now? I'm on The Defenders on Netflix.
Yeah, it's hit or miss.
I'm on. Oh, is it random? Oh, it's going that much, isn't it?
It is.
So I'm on The Defenders, man. And I'm not mad about it. I'm enjoying it so far.
It's hit or miss.
I'm enjoying it. I've seen about 3 or maybe 4 episodes, and I'm definitely into it. Hey, folks, Heavy Ears Radio Show. Do you guys have anybody else have any?
I went and saw Dougie Fresh, so that was pretty cool.
All right, talk
And
about it.
So we talked about those 9 rappers. Remember, Alan knew 6 of them. Well, then they had like these big head cutouts at the concert, and I still wasn't sure who they were. But that's okay. That's beside the point. So it was really cool because the Indianapolis Museum of Art is starting an exhibit on hip hop. So it's like New York graffiti, kind of the evolution of hip hop and how art plays a role in that. So it was neat because Dougie Fresh really did like a whole lesson on hip hop. So there were old school hip hop people there, and there were kids there. So that was really cool to see. But I feel like I learned a lot as someone who does not know that much about hip hop. Plus, it was over by 9:30, which was amazing because it was a weeknight.
Hey,
And
so-
I
Talking
had
about
to
the
work.
IMA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, you know what it was called? It was called. It was like the IMA is having a. It's called Canvas Around the City, right? So that, they're actually promoting. They're actually promoting. Graffiti and that kind of thing. Hey, if you guys want to hear real quick, I do have some recordings. You guys want to check it out?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm cheering that the Cubs won with the game been postponed.
All right, here we go. Let's check this out real quick. Hey, what's up, man? This is Moose, aka Big House, and I just came out at the IMA, the Indianapolis Museum of Art. They had like a show, man, and Dougie Fresh was the main event. Now, what they're doing is they are spearheading an event where there's graffiti art around Indianapolis. I got my man here. What's going on? You doing okay? Yeah. Look, you know what happens? You get a guy on the mic, all of a sudden his voice is gone. He's a good-looking guy. He can't talk loud. You got to talk loud like me. Yeah. Hey, so what did you think about the show?
It was dope.
All right, so now I'm not sure. I'm a man of a certain age, so like I know all these songs. All right, so what about you, man? Is there a situation where you knew all the songs and it was great or what?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm a hip hop fan, so I knew every song.
All right. So I tell you what, man. If more shows like this in the area, would you be down with that or no?
Yeah, most definitely.
Look, hey, folks, I got the coolest guy in the crowd, man. He don't want to talk. Like, he came out dancing. He came out. That's right. You know what? Hey, I would definitely want to talk to him. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. I appreciate you, man. It's Moose at Big House, man. Holla at you. I appreciate. Hey, so I tell you what. Here's what I did, man. I ended up interviewing and having a beatbox contest with several of the people in the crowd. What do you guys think about that?
Crazy. So it sounds like you had a good time, man.
All right, then go. Oh, you already said it, folks. I can beatbox. All right, then you got. So I gotta be able to find it. Hey, so I tell you what, man. Ron, you gonna tell us more about the show?
So it was just really cool. There was a lot of things that I did not know about hip-hop, and I just really think beatboxing is the coolest thing ever. So Dougie Fresh beatboxed for like 6 minutes. It was really impressive.
Dougie Fresh, you're on.
6 minutes.
I beatbox.
6 minutes.
I don't beatbox.
6 minutes.
Is there a reason why you said 6 minutes?
Did you do it on purpose?
Yes.
Okay. That was pretty cool.
Oh, good job.
Look, I told you I learned things while I was there.
Look, we're all proud.
We're all proud. Like, oh, she's taking her first step.
I feel like I should get a sticker or something.
We bought the same look. Like she said 6 minutes. Like,
wait, and guess what? We're all sexist.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We're all sexist right now.
Exactly.
Because we got excited because she said 6 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm so. And matter of fact, I'm losing everybody that I represent. I'm losing them right now because I said
all your endorsements.
I'm sorry. Did you say 6 minutes?
Haha, it's funny too.
You know it's crazy.
And I laughed.
6 minutes.
The thing is, we didn't really hit on the Cam thing too much.
But I mean, guess what? It just happened.
I'm gonna tell you why I think it's an agenda. It's amazing to me.
Of course, it's an agenda.
It just happened. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. But listen, it just happened. I mean, Run is saying, I don't really understand. I don't really get it. I don't understand it. But she said something, and we're like, what? We're like, did you mean that? Do you know what you just said? You know
cool.
what? And if we was on TV,
yeah,
we would be assholes. But right here,
yeah,
we like,
but you know what,
we were truly celebrating the fact that she used something that was part of what old boy was talking about.
Now, you know what's crazy about the whole Cam Newton situation?
I'm mad.
The whole Cam Newton situation is that there was no one on TV that had the other side of it.
Not one person.
So that tells
I watched ESPN, football guys, and they all tap dance their ass around it. They all believe what Cam did was okay. But none of them came out and was like, man, here's what.
That's my point. It's almost like somebody was like, everybody got to have this view, this stance, this whatever. Because, like, nobody was like, are we really talking about this is silly? Like, he just laughed, but he, like Ron said, he answered he literally laughed, was like, just putting about routes and stuff like, wow, But, then he proceeded to answer the question.
I think his penis got hard. Let me ask you this. Now,
but real quick.
The new spokesman for Dannon, Dak Prescott, should he do it?
No, they're going for one black. The thing is that Danny wanted to get rid of Cam to begin with, and they needed a reason. So any sponsor that wanted to drop him, dropped him because they wanted to, and they was on to the next. Cam is like, he's old news, and Dak is like the new hip-hop quarterback. Whatever. But the thing that got me is that there was a lady on Around the Horn that was like, their women's sports are on the same level as the men's sports, and they went on this little tirade about how equality in sports is all this and that. And I'm thinking to myself, like, there is literally a channel called ESPNW. Did anybody know that? There's literally a channel called ESPNW, which is dedicated.
Is it for women?
It's dedicated to all women's sports. It ain't my fault that you're not even watching your own, because if the ratings aren't good, that means that not only men aren't watching, which you can't expect men to watch something that they're not entertained by. I'm sorry, like the WNBA is not entertaining. I don't think I may have watched like a quarter. I don't think that much in 10 years of a WNBA game. Does that make me a sexist because I don't watch WNBA game? Does that make me sexist? Right?
By today's society standards, I would go yes.
Because I don't want to watch it. You know, but yet still, explain this to me, Ron. You the resident female.
Yep, I got it.
Every show on TV has pretty much a woman female lead. Would you agree? Like on network, not movies, network television. For the most part, is a female lead, right?
Yes.
Right? In these shows where it's like these badass, army shows, whatever, there's always a woman that's kicking a man's ass, right?
Right.
If you was to flip it around, it was a show where a man was going around kicking women's ass.
That would be absolutely inappropriate.
It would be absolutely inappropriate. I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I love the show. And there ain't a man yet that whooped May ass. Not one.
That's true.
There's not a man yet that whooped Sky. Not one. That's about Sky without powers.
Right.
There's not one. There was a scene where I came on the show and got mad with a dude literally beat the crap out of me. I mean, for literally 5 minutes. And she literally handled the dude and pushed him down the stairs and he got hit in the head with some pliers or something and died. I'm thinking to myself, this is where we at right now where, as a woman, it's funny because it's funny how the oppressed can say anything they want to the oppressor. It's the same for women. Women can say anything they want to about a man, but a man cannot say anything about a woman. Same way as the black people can say anything they want to about white people, but a white person about black people, it's a whole different story.
Man.
So it's amazing how it's almost like the same but different. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you? Mm-hmm. Like women can say anything they want to about a dude, but you have a show where a woman can literally be the head of a movie thing and she sleep with all the actors, and it's no problem.
Right, that's just what she does.
That's what she does. She's Samantha.
Right.
You might know Samantha.
Hey, so I got a question for you real quick.
Yes.
Hey,
so if you check this out, man. If you had a girl, right?
Yeah.
And she got 16 years in prison.
Yeah, I'm banging somebody else.
But
no.
Right there. All right.
I barely got it out. But
next question.
Here's the thing.
We same brain.
Here's the thing, though. But if you did 90 days, she could do 0.
0. I would do 0 for 90 days.
No. She does 16 years. You do 0. She does 0. You do 90 days.
Yeah, she can't sleep with nobody 90 days.
I'm sorry?
She got to take the summer off, man. I'm taking the summer off. You got to take the summer off.
So you'll do it for her, but she got to be locked up somewhere.
Hold on. Who doing 90 days? Me or her?
She did a crime.
Right.
And she got sentenced to 16 years.
Yeah, that's a wrap, yo.
But you was with her. And they said, you know what? Instead of her doing 16 years, you, Jeezy, you do 90 days and everybody, it's all over for everybody.
How long have we been dating?
Yeah, that's a prominent.
You're married. You're Bonnie and Clyde.
If we married. I'm doing it now.
Yeah, absolutely. If I didn't devoted myself to you at that point.
You've been with her for 90 days.
Oh, she got to do that 16.
Yeah, it's like, yo, man, I probably didn't know what I was about to get wrapped up into, and it's just like, I'm
What if
taking my way
you
out.
got 16 years?
She got to do that 90.
Wow, so either way, she's got to go, huh?
You do that 90. I'm not doing 16 years, bro. You got to do that 90 for me. But any real woman do that 90.
That's love.
You see the guy on the couch, man, he's starting to get his dreads going.
Yeah, if she a real woman, she'll sit down for 90 for me, yo.
That's love.
She'll hold that bag and everything. Take the charge.
It all depends.
Hey, so when you say that, Ron, so if you're in that situation, you're not doing the 90 for the 16?
I just
It's a yes or no.
So you let your man sit for 16 years. 16 years.
The blinking. The blinking that Run is doing right now.
16. He going for 16.
Run is sweating.
No.
You said he older.
She's not doing it.
So he'll be on crutches when he get out.
Listen, so at this
She's not doing it.
No, can I talk? talk. Number one, I'm maybe too pretty to go to jail, but that aside, that is something huge. You alter your entire life for somebody else.
90 days ain't nothing.
No, but then you still have to deal with all of that for the rest of your life.
It's 90 days, man.
Say you got a record.
Oh, so I got a question. Remember, you guys remember the original question? The original question. So let's flip it.
All right.
So you do what I say, 16 years or something, or your man can do 90. What do you want? So if it's a lot, you gonna just do the 16 so your man don't have to do that 90?
I don't want anybody to go to jail.
No. You go for 16 years. You go for 16 years, or he goes for 90 days. You're just gonna do the 90. You're gonna do the 16 years, right?
You want your man to do that.
I would
90
never ask someone to
You
go
lie.
to jail for me.
You a lie.
So you would rather do 16 years and
No,
him
I
do
wouldn't-
90 days?
I wouldn't rather do 16 years, but I would never, ever ask somebody like.
So you just do the
Hey.
16.
So again,
You would do the 16. Basically, what you're saying.
so you're saying I'm not asking you.
yeah, I
I'm
would
doing
be really
16.
sad about it.
But you gonna do the 16.
Probably.
Dang!
I just couldn't ask somebody to do that.
Then your relationship's over with. It's over with. He's
So
done.
you be saying, all you gotta do is ask, like, baby, we was together. Can you do this 90s?
He does 90 for me.
Give him a good handy. He doing the 90.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, but you won't even ask.
Yeah, your man don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you ain't even ask. So that's out of the realm.
Yeah, it's over with. He's packing up a box, shipping your stuff up to your mom's crib, and it's over with.
It's over with. 16. I mean, I come visit. With them 16.
You know what's funny though? I heard a rap song. And I wish I could remember which guy it was, but he was like, he thought it was real ridiculous that when he went to see his boy, and it was all those women visiting the dudes, but then he went to visit like his woman that was in prison, and it was on him. You know, it wasn't a bunch of dudes. You know, I forget what song it is, but I was like, dang.
That just shows that it's different. Men and women are just different, man. In general, that shows like you said, that's a prime example. Like a dude have 50 chicks come visit him in jail. A woman doesn't want to have her one dude come see her.
Right.
So
He's not coming
Even
all
when
the
we
time.
locked up, we want variety.
Hey, folks, Heavy is
You know what I'm
radio
saying?
show.
Like, how many times you jack up to the same porn?
What?
How many times you jack up to the same porn?
You don't.
You don't.
Yeah,
You
you.
don't.
That's you answer
not-
so quickly, Cloud.
You don't. But you don't. But you don't. I get mad when I go to my
I
mom.
guess
Neither do you, Ryan.
variety.
Yo.
No, I just was trying to figure out how we got.
I get mad when I go to the same site and
Big
they
jump.
haven't updated the images. Yo, I'm like, damn.
Hey, folks, Heavy is radio
Yesterday
show,
I was
man.
here.
Hey, I tell you what, man, we had an outstanding, show, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jerry Jones, you can do what you want to do.
Man,
I guess
I almost said F you, bro.
it is your team. You know, so I guess you know you
But you know what?
you
Well,
definitely do what you do.
I understand from a business bottom line standpoint, I get the ownership side of it. I get it 100%. Like, when your bottom line is affected because people ain't watching or people are being turned off, then, you know, yeah, you kind of want to be like, fix the problem. But at the same time, I would go to the networks and be like, look, like Ron said, man, stop showing the anthem on TV. Like, stop talking about it.
Here's the other thing.
That's what Fox did. Fox was like, no, we no longer going to show the anthem. So,
I also think as the second leader of the free nation, you should probably
he's a chump.
you should not be a twat waffle.
Personally,
That's just my own opinion.
I
I
mean-
just feel like it is everyone's right to choose what they would like to do. And so for you to walk out and make this big ass out of yourself in Indiana, where everybody already hates you, by the way, maybe that just wasn't the smartest choice you could
But
have
the
made.
thing is, I hate when people can't see how transparent that move was. Because you walk in and tell the people, the press secretary, the press people outside,
Hey,
don't
stay in the
leave.
van.
Stay in the van.
Yeah.
Stay in the van because you know I'm coming
'Cause
right
I'm
back
out.
I'm coming right back out to make this big. And then have an appointment at 7 o'clock in California.
No, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock in California.
So
Like,
you go to a 1 o'clock game
right.
in the Midwest. And you got a 6 o'clock appointment. Now I will say you got time because you know typically a football game's over by 4:30. here, so it's only like 1 o'clock. It's only
Right.
like it's only like
It's
1
a,
o'clock.
it's a 4-hour flight to LA from here. It's a 4-hour flight. I fly. I know it's 4 hours.
Yeah, maybe not for two, not for Deuce. You know, Deuce flying straight through. It ain't no everybody getting out the way for Deuce.
Okay, so it might be a 3-hour flight.
Maybe
Yeah,
yeah.
you're not making that meeting.
Huh?
You're not making. But you had no intentions of staying. He had no intention to stay.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you leaving at 4 o'clock, you leaving at 1 o'clock.
I'm saying when
So
he
you getting to Cali like at 4.
But the thing is, he had to know that the 49ers have the most players to take knees out of any team. In
You
the
for
NFL.
sure. It started with them.
You knew,
Right.
so you knew that going in. So he was grandstanding, man. And the thing is, man, and somebody put it best, stunts like that don't speak to us. All right, it might speak to Ron because she voted for him, but it don't speak to us, but it speaks to his base. His base, they loved it. You know what I'm saying? The Trump, they love it. You know what I mean? They can't see that it was just a grandstand. Like, yeah, here we go. I'm gonna give y'all something to love on. You know what I mean? You had no attention to staying.
I'm sorry. Did you make the sign? Hey, folks, I tell you what,
The
man.
Harvey.
I tell you what. Listen, we gotta get out of here, man. We know
I like that.
you call it the Weinstein.
I called it the Harvey.
The Harvey. Oh, that's a mistake.
It's the Weinstein or the
It's
Harvey.
the Harvey.
The Harvey. Hey, man.
Harvey sound more pervy than Weinstein.
Hey, man, we appreciate you guys hanging with us, man. We're a little over 2 hours, but we definitely appreciate you, man, for sticking with us. You know what? Come back soon, all right? Heavy Hitters Radio Show. And check out all the other shows, man. The Iron 3 Hip Hop Show. We got the Iron 15 Music Session, man. I tell you what, this week we'll have a conversation with Coach. Matter of fact, it'll probably be a solo mission. And it's just going to be a rant on all the stuff that's going on because Coach is pissed, man.
Yeah, Coach is pissed.
Coach is pissed, man. So check that out. I tell you what, man, we're live here in downtown Indianapolis, man, at Bar 36. All right. And I tell you what, man, for AGZ,
Shout out to Pie 5 real quick, man. Get some good pizza.
it was delicious. Pie 5 has some delicious pizza, and it's the price was right too. For Cloud Overcast, man, for Run, EMC, man, this is Moose. I gave Big House, and I am freshly showered, by the way.
Why are your hands behind your back there? You on the rest?
No, I'm not sure why. Though. Maybe a little chilly. Because I'm black. That's what my hand's supposed to be. Is that what it's supposed to be? That's horrible. I can't believe I said that like on the national airwaves. I don't believe that, folks.
Worldwide, baby.
Hey, man, real quick. NBA, man. I love the NBA. My Pacers are going to struggle.
My Bulls are going to struggle, man. Matter of fact, real quick. Over under Vic wins for your Pacers, and I'm going to get over under for my Bulls win.
My Pacers will be over 500.
You do not believe that.
I do.
The
They'll
Pacers,
be over 500.
the Pacers are not winning 42 games.
The matter of fact, the Colts will be over 500 too. By the way,
Moose, come on, man. Let's be honest.
Hey, man, I just said. I mean, you asked me, I answered the question, and you go. Where the Bulls going to be?
The Bulls might get lucky to get 10 victories.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? I have more confidence in my Pacers.
They showed our starter. They showed our team pictures. There was like 5 dudes that didn't even have numbers.
Solid start.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like you're tall enough where the Pacers could get you in the third quarter.
Let me tell you something. Man. The Pacers might win.
We're gonna be over
15.
500.
Y'all might win 15 games.
We're gonna be over 500. We're gonna be over 500.
Dude, you're not winning 42 games, dog. You're
We'll
not
be over
winning.
500.
I'll make a bet on that. They will not win 42
All right,
games.
well, we'll do it. We'll take.
No,
we'll do it right
what's the
now.
wager, man?
I'll shake with you. I don't know.
Dinner. We'll do dinner.
There you go.
Dinner.
All right, sounds
So
good.
this better be paid off in April. Right.
Hey,
We'll be playing the show
Hey,
back.
so I tell you what. So next week we're gonna be NBA heavy. Like, we need to talk about NBA. We need to get in there. I mean, like the Cavs, you know, with LeBron and Dwayne Wade and
The NBA gonna be fun this year, man.
and what's up with the cripple's name? What's his name?
Chris Paul went to Houston.
No, the cripple. What's the cripple on?
Oh, D
Cleveland?
Rose.
Oh yeah, D Rose. Yeah.
It's
So,
gonna be
yeah.
interesting, man. I mean, the NBA gonna be. I mean, at least from the top, it's like 7 teams.
Hey man.
OKC, man.
Cleveland's coming out of the East.
I don't know, in Boston, man.
OKC's gonna be a problem with Golden State
know what, though?
and the Lakers.
Oh,
other
know
than
what
that.
though? It all depends.
And Houston.
If the NBA changed that rule, that changes everything.
What the rule is?
The rule is they was going to pick the top 16.
Oh,
The top 16 teams in the NBA go into the playoffs.
All right.
So,
Hey,
so that means a lot for Cleveland to have that good record. 'Cause you don't want to. Nobody wants to face Golden State early.
right. Yeah, they would.
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like nobody wants to face Golden
That'd
State.
be crazy if you got 2 Western Conference teams going for the finals.
But you know what's funny? But you can have like literally, if they do that rule, you can have a thing where you got like Cleveland versus OKC in the second round. Like how cool is that? I mean, that'd be kind of cool, man. To have that kind of playoff system, man, where you will have like matchups that you never really seen in the playoffs.
Hey guys, I tell you what, we're outside here. It's getting ready to rain.
Yeah.
So, hey man, remember we are where you are.
You comfortable?
Come on in.
Your mouth. Peace.